Sports encyclopedia. You ask Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut. Yeah. Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran. No fucking stupid, we ain't losing. Grind like something to prove it. Came to conclusion that it's proven. Yeah, I'm proven with a reliable source. Straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to your side. Worldwide, we in your city. Keep it 150. We never change with hat name. Hurdle and get it cracking. No capping, we never lack it. Light them up, better stay in your lane.
There's only 3 Lakers that I would not look the other way if I saw them motherfuckers coming. That's Kareem, that's Worthy, and that's Coop. The rest of them damn Lakers, fuck them.
That's bullshit that Robert Parrish said.
Coop, you know I got your back like a backpack, boy. Fuck Robert Parrish. You know he ain't shit. It's all good. You know, fuck the Celtics, all of them.
We see you like shit, you fucking slap dicks. Issues get pressed so past it, don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap. Smitty and Jason Brown, we killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
To put the fear of God in these motherfuckers! Merciless Monday. I'm taking no mercy. We got a loaded show. This is our real first Monday after the holiday that we'll have all our Monday guests on. Big Mac McChesney, Coach Darren Cheverini, the former interim head coach at the University of Colorado, former Cleveland Browns draft pick, now current head coach at Northeastern State University, will be a D1 head coach again very, very soon. And then we got, of course, it's E-Dub Eric Weddle, Monday, Super Bowl champ. Got a big victory for his high school team. His son is one of the most highly recruited quarterbacks in the nation. And we got Shaun King, another Super Bowl champ. So Mondays are merciless, and we're taking no mercy as we got a loaded show after this big college football and NFL weekend. So strap in, tie up, and let's go. Pound the like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. And make sure that you are tuning in Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on Patreon exclusively. Titties and Tequila, round 2 tonight, Monday Night Football. So make sure you pound that like and subscribe. Become a member of that one right there. Titties and Tequila membership tier on Patreon. I'll see you tonight for Monday Night Football breakdown. The NFL has returned. Some good, some great, mostly bad. And guess what? I'm referring to the quarterback play that makes this sport go. The quarterback that makes this league entertaining. It's the quarterback that makes the NFL elite. College football week 2 was very, very, very bad, mostly due to opponents the big schools paid to play. That's normally what it is, week 2. Week 1, you got an Ohio State, Texas big-time game, and then week 2, usually you play all the mud ducks that need money to survive. K-State, they paid $1.2 million to go to Army to lose. Florida paid $500K to South Florida to lose. Watered down product, but what do I know? Michigan's young generational talent at quarterback looked overwhelmed, only completing 9 passes. There were more 60-plus blowout victories on Saturday in the history of college football. But let's keep adding teams to the playoffs. Gundy at Oklahoma State should walk in and just resign after giving up 70 to Oregon as if there's some commuter college somewhere in Oklahoma. Unbelievable. That's a travesty. That's what's happened there. Patrick Mahomes looked average at best on Friday in Brazil, and Justin Herbert looked really, really good. But it is regular season, and it is just game 1. Justin needs to win a playoff game, and Mahomes only has to impress Coach JB. Apparently, because he has already been anointed the GOAT, according to all the nobodies on Twitter. Aaron Rodgers throws 4 touchdowns in his debut. with Pittsburgh, and Justin Fields looked very, very solid in moving the Jets offense up and down the field on what we thought was a good defense in Pittsburgh. Daniel Jones leads the Colts to 5 opening drive touchdowns, which they haven't done since Peyton Manning. And my prediction of comeback player of the year already looks great through week 1. Russell Wilson looks horrific. Is it time for Jackson Dart already? Matthew Stafford looked great. C.J. Stroud struggled at times, but will be okay moving forward in the AFC South. Sunshine in Jacksonville looked about as bad as you can look. Brian Thomas, 1 catch, 3 targets. 1 fucking catch Brian Thomas got? A joke. Overpaid under-deliverers. Kyler Murray wins game 1 versus a sophomore struggling QB in Spencer Rattler. But he has not gotten better at all in his first 5 years in the NFL. I'm going to break that down later on. Jordan Love looked good, but guess what? He usually does look good week 1 during the regular season. And Jared Goff looked bad. But as I have said for quite some time, Detroit will struggle to score points with 2 new play callers, respectfully, on each side of the football, losing Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. They have to get Hutchinson a deal. That's coming up next, and they probably just overpaid by paying wide receiver Jameis Williams. Amon St. Brown had 1 catch on 3 targets, 1 fucking catch, and Gibbs was a no-show in the scheme of things. Joe Burrow battled Joe Flacco, and both looked good at times, and both looked bad at times. Joe Flacco, for the most part, outplayed Burrow yesterday, but Cleveland's defense is the top 3 defense in the league, and it showed. The Bengals had less than 20 yards total offense in the second half. Yes, people. They had less than 20 yards in the entire second half. This is unacceptable for a QB and 2 wideouts who make the money that they make in Cincinnati. But hey, nobody cares if they win, and the Bengals would have found a way to lose that game last year. They won yesterday, so 1-0 is always better than 0-1. Sam Darnold looked solid until he jacked off the football on himself, which cost him the game at home versus the 49ers. And Purdy is still pretty average, if you ask me. CMC returned 20-plus touches, but doesn't look the same. No explosion. We'll break that down. Plus, Kittle already hurt. Injuries continue to be the factor in Frisco. Jaden Daniels looked like a sophomore bug may bite him as well, as I have predicted. He'll be fine, but he does look like, okay, sophomore is out. The book is out. Guess what, Jaden? You're not going to do what you did as a rookie when we had no book on you. Bo Nix looked like a sophomore as well in Denver, as he struggled to throw for under 200 yards. Cam Ward will struggle in his rookie campaign. And Caleb Williams tonight versus J.J. McCarthy. And please let me know your thoughts on Travis Hunter's debut. Now let's dive into brass tacks. Lamar and Josh battled it out last night in a shootout. And either defense looked good week 1. But Derrick Henry outshined both as he rushed for damn near 200 yards. These 2 teams could meet again once we get to December. We have a lot to dive into today on a loaded show. But what do I know? What I do know is the Far East Sider 317. LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 defending, Caitlin Clark jocking, and Flat Tire having. On the way to my house this morning, Big Smitty joins the show.
Yeah. What's going on, y'all, man? It's Monday, baby. We here. A lot has went down in the last, not just 24 hours, the last hour for me.
Why hour?
I was on the way, JB. I was on the way. I got up early, had my water, did my prayer. I'm literally on the highway on the 60. Headed your way, homie. And then, boom, my light came on. Flat tire. And just so y'all know, I'm not lying. I'm not making stuff up. I'm not being lazy. I shared it to my IG story. I tagged the Coach JB show and Coach JB so you can see that my light did come on. I think I could have made it, but it's just not worth the risk. So
you know what? You know, it's funny that you got to explain yourself.
Yeah. I got to, though.
Like, there's really, like, people out here, like, where's Smitty at? Like, you have to really explain yourself this morning.
Because, like, we have a real show. And we have dedicated fans and haters who expect certain things now. Like, they expect me to be at your house right now. They're very disappointed right now that I'm not there.
You've used the flat tire thing for me, reference for me several times, because I had a flat tire one day, and everyone knows I didn't really have one.
Yeah.
And you've used that against me for now almost 2 years, and now it happened to you. Karma, homie.
Yeah, I mean, it's delayed karma, but it's still karma. So
karma doesn't have a timetable on it.
Ooh, you should have said that for quote of the day. Karma doesn't have a timetable on it. Say that again down the road. Like, remember this and save it for like.
Yeah, I didn't know what I said, February. But yeah, karma don't have like a schedule.
I didn't know that until just now.
Yeah, karma just comes because I've been bit like I was fucking this bit, and then like 3 years later, found out somebody I know, bitch. So anyway, it was like crazy. Huh? Nah. But it's just a crazy story, man. But anyway, we got a little lineup today, Smitty, because we got Big Matt, we got Coach Chev, we got Shaun King, we got E-Dub. It's loaded, man. We got first hour together, though, and that's what I love because for all the Ryan Clark race baiting that's going on out there, Smitty's not a race baiter, though. See, this is what I want to compare real quick. Ryan Clark is absolutely destroying ESPN's camaraderie and brotherhood. And this is why what I want to mean by this. Marcellus Wiley, I got to speak to over the weekend. Sean Salisbury, who was at ESPN with Marcellus and Shaun King also for a long, long time. They're like, this is a no-no. This is like bro code. Like, you don't do that shit with the homies that you work with on the stage. And the shit that he continues to do. I just have one question from Ryan Clark before we dive into the show. He mentions because Smitty, I'm just bringing this up because I want to be real. Because I'm the one that says, I'm against the non-players kind of too, right?
Right.
Like, I don't give you the same. If you didn't play the game and you're talking about it, I really don't give you the same respect. I got to be honest. Like, I don't. So I wasn't mad at Ryan Clark for saying that. But what I was mad at is why Ryan Clark did not ask that same question to Mina Kimes. Why hasn't he asked Mina Kimes or told Mina Kimes that? That's all I gotta say.
You're saying be consistent, which hey, if you're gonna do it, then do it.
Homie,
don't pick and choose when it's somebody who, and I don't know. I'm throwing this out here based upon the conversation. Don't say it to somebody who maybe you don't like or maybe you don't have the same relationship with, but then keep it inside when it's Mina Kimes because you know the public what that would do to you if you said it to a woman in the space. So that's number one. But number two, though, also, man, Jason McIntyre, who I worked with at Fox, who's on The Herd, he actually quote retweeted and it kind of went viral. And he said that, can't remember the name, but he said somebody told him that in the business that if a player does this on air, basically what he's saying is he no longer has anything else to say. He lost the argument. Like he doesn't have any ammo really left in his gun to say. If that's what you go to, you take a shot at your coworker, your teammate, then you've emptied the clip. And the fact of the matter is, he wanted to apologize afterwards. Don't apologize. You took the time. If you listen to that video, it wasn't like it slipped out. He was like, "Listen," he's like,
"I'm about to say it."
Yeah, he's like, "I know I shouldn't say this, and I know he shouldn't." Like he thought about it, like that, and still said it. So don't apologize. I'm
be real. Anyone else is fired. Anyone else, because this is an apology every 4 months or whatever.
We keep seeing it.
He's apologizing.
Come on, bro.
The difference between me and him, like I'd be this guy every day on the show,
and you wouldn't apologize.
But I'd be this guy. People would know it's me every day. You know what I mean?
Right.
This cat is doing this shit every so often, and then he brings it out and then has to go out and apologize. Here's my question to you, though, real quick before we didn't even have this plan to start off with, but I wanted to make a point because, like, this cat has continued to do it, and people come on the show all the time, and they're like, "Oh, well, Smitty does that." No, he doesn't. It's not even close. It's not even a comparison. Smitty doesn't even bring race involved into anything unless we're fucking around. I don't think you guys really listen, but Ryan Clark really does. My question is this: is he too much focused on the pivot and outside media, which everyone is doing nowadays, everyone's going to nowadays, is becoming bigger than mass media, in my opinion, overall. And obviously OnlyFans and Patreon are the two biggest money makers last year, streaming devices or whatever you want to call them, streaming media. So I'm trying to figure out, is he realize he's on his way out? Does he want to get fired? Because I used to have kids that wanted me to cut him. They just didn't tell me. They wanted me to cut them though, because they go in the dorm and do the shit I told them not to do. So you wanted me to cut you. You just don't want to quit because your homies and your peers will clown you. So now you can go home when you get cut and say, "Oh, coach was hating on me. He cut me." See, now Ryan Clark can go to the media and say, "Oh man, I got fired because I was a brother and I had a strong opinion." And I'm telling you, watch what happens.
But his money though, I'm only back. His money too good. I bet
you're gonna make more on the pivot, homie, in the long run. Like I'm just thinking with a name.
Why not make both though? You know what I mean? Like,
he is. He
is.
Make
10 mil on pivot. You make 8 mil on ESPN. That's 18 now. You know what I mean?
No doubt. But maybe he's on that other side now. He's like, I'm just all in on this. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. But it's getting old. It's getting tiresome, dog.
But to your point, I think maybe he's getting too loose though. He's getting too comfortable on the ESPN side because, to your point, he's so focused on the pivot that he's like intermixing both. Like on a pivot, you can say whatever you want to. It's your platform, it's a podcast, whatever. ESPN, you got to be professional. It's like you got to be smart. You never do this to your teammate. I work with people on air who I know for a fact behind the scenes did not really like each other like that. But when that camera came on and them lights came on, it was professional. We're teammates right now. It's just like football. He should know this more than anybody. A full team of guys didn't always get along. I'm sure you had teammates, JB, who you really didn't mess with for real. Yeah. But when you get on that turf, we are brothers. We got each other's back, and we sticking together. So that was a weak move, man. I don't respect it. And to make sure I clear what I said earlier about Jason McIntyre, I found it sweet. It says, I worked with a lot of pro athletes in the last 9 years at Fox. As one told me, if I ever hit you with that line, I've run out of arguments. You win. That's what he said. And I feel it, man. You got way too much ammo. There's no need to use that on air.
Not to say, and then prep it up. Like,
prep it up,
everybody about it. Yeah. Listen, I don't Schreger or whatever. He works hard. Everything I know Shaun Salisbury knows.
Wow, too. Like he ain't something.
Been a long time. Yeah. He could do all that. I'm still not listening to him. That's me.
That's for you,
that's me, right? But like at the end of the day on the show though, if I'm gonna call him out, I'm gonna call Mina Kimes out, or
everybody
I'm gonna call anybody else out. Yeah,
anybody who didn't play. Football.
Anybody that didn't play, I'm gonna be like, hold on, dog. What you talking about? You talking about 3-step drop? Like, listen, you can study it all you want, but unless you actually have done it, I don't care. I'm just not gonna carry the same. You're not gonna carry the same weight. I'll still respect you for doing the shit that you do, but you don't carry the weight for me. That's all I'm saying. So for Clark to say that with a colleague, though, that's like me putting my assistant coach on blast on Front Street in front of the team, or a player or a coach, whatever. To me, it's the same thing.
You're literally belittling them. Yeah. You're belittling what they do on their job, their work. You're almost telling fans and audiences not to really validate or like not to trust what they say because they didn't play. Like, there's so much behind that I don't know if he fully thought through, or maybe he did and he didn't care, but now he's seeing the backlash and now he just put on this fake apology.
And today's quote of the day, and contrary to belief, is dedicated to you, Ryan Clark. So make sure you guys, Kevin the Trucker and everybody else, quote it out, do a clip, cut it up, whatever you want to do, send it to his ass. Quote of the day brought to you by BetUS TV. Head on over there today. Smitty, quote of the day: don't fear the enemy who attacks you. Fear the fake friend who hugs you.
That's a good one right there on the Monday, boy.
Fear the fake friend who hugs you.
Because the friend is the one that knows everything about you, knows your weaknesses. You've been vulnerable around them, all that. So they can really attack you. The enemy ain't even close enough.
And the rumor is they got into it after that on the set in the back.
Yeah, because
so I'm wondering if they actually swung or something. Because I'm hearing rumors.
Apology. He said something like, "I feel like sorry. I feel bad for what I did on and off air." Is what he specifically said.
Well, and then rumors came out with other people that were there that were behind the scenes, like they got it heated and some shit happened. I don't know. Curious to see what happened. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Valor. Make sure you head on over to Valor right now and get you some. Blueberries, berries, orange cream, get it all. Coach AB, promo code, get 20% off. Use it tonight on the Monday Night Football game. Smitty, you played victim so well, you forgot you were the villain. Contrary to belief.
The way you delivered it and said it was like it just came naturally. Like, ding, 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 ding. Top 10 alert, every day. Top 10 alert.
Ryan Clark, you played victim so well, you forgot you were the villain. Contrary to belief. Yeah,
real shit. Right here.
Really?
The way you said it, like
just thought of it.
You was in the middle of talking, and he was like, "Man, Smitty, you played victim so long, you forgot you was a villain." Like you said it so just like that was player how you just said it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I got hosed. Smitty, poll question. We're gonna dive right into it because we got about 35 minutes alone right now, and I gotta ask you: has Derrick Henry become a top 10 back of all time?
Yes, you got to put him there, man. Longevity, you got to longevity, numbers, just consistency. Right, he's been on bad Tennessee teams, or he's been on good Tennessee teams. He's always been like the leading factor. And with this Ravens team, you know how I feel about Lamar Jackson and how great he is. But when Derrick Henry is playing the way he played last night, that's the real like engine that gets the Ravens going. When he's not running the ball well and they're putting too much on Lamar to do every single thing, the Ravens are a totally different team. And we saw that last night. Outside of obviously the fumble, which we'll get to, this man was playing phenomenal. I think he had 165 rushing yards, I want to say, 2 touchdowns. And me as a defensive player, when you're hitting a guy who's 6'5", 250 all game long, he just running. You keep at some point, man, your body starts to break down. You get late in games, and that's why you see these bursts of 30+ yard runs, 40+ yard runs. And not only is he the biggest guy on the field, once he starts running straight line speed, he's arguably the fastest. So I mean, this cat right here, it's always gonna be debatable when it comes to running backs. JB, as you know more than me because you've been around longer. There's so many great running backs that you could put in that top 10. But I think if anybody says I have Derrick Henry in my top 10, I'm not looking at them sideways. I'm not looking at them funny. He has the numbers, the resume, and the stats, everything to where it makes sense.
Here's the only issue. According to players and coaches, Hall of Famers, Hall of Fame coaches and players, ex-players and current players, according to them, they did a poll in 2024, the top 10 running backs of all time, and they did it right now. Obviously, everyone's going to give a different number or example. Yeah. They're going to give different top 10s. But these top 10 players were named the most. So they put these guys as their top 10 in this poll. And overall, and over this survey. So they put Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, Jim Brown, Emmitt Smith, LaDainian Tomlinson, Marshall Faulk, Adrian Peterson, Eric Dickerson, Earl Campbell, and Marcus Allen. Those are the 10 names used the most, and that's the top 10 list according to the Hall of Fame players and coaches and current and former coaches and players. So they put this list together. Marcus Allen, Earl Campbell, Eric Dickerson, Adrian Peterson, Marshall Faulk, LaDainian Tomlinson, Emmitt Smith, Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton. I don't agree with that at all. I think there's a guy left out of there simply because what people accuse him of off the field. I'm not even going to dive into that, but O.J. Simpson is not – he's a top 3 back in my opinion, definitely top 10. For him not to be on the top 10 list is blasphemous. But I'm going to say out of those 10 I just named, Smitty, who are you putting Derrick Henry on there for? The only reason I have any issue is he does fumble more than any of those 10 backs I just named other than Adrian Peterson.
Does he?
Him and Adrian Peterson, I believe, fumble more than anybody.
I'd have to look it up.
So that's the only issue. Now, I'm not going to just knock you down just because you fumble, but if you fumble in critical situations like he did last night, and I'm not going to knock him for that. He was the best player on the football field last night. Let's be honest. Top 10 is tough, man. I think he could be. Like, I'm going to go with your – I don't know if I'll fight it. I don't think I'll fight it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, it's not like a no-brainer. Like, hey, if you don't have Derrick Henry, you're tripping. Nah, it's just there's been too many great running backs to ever just be like, these are the guaranteed 10. I'm just saying at this point in his career, if he retired today, like, he has the numbers and the resume and just the longevity to fit that top 10. Last night, he passed Jim Brown in total rushing touchdowns, scoring his 107th touchdown, taking him to number 6 all time. I think he's behind Sweetness right now, who's like at 110. So he'll pass him up, probably this season, guaranteed this season. So it's like now we're getting in like really crazy like territory here. You know what I'm saying? So.
And mind you, he's in his 10th season. Jim Brown only played 9 years. So remember what Jim Brown did in his time is unbelievable in that era. And there's a lot of other things that we can break down in this poll question.
I wonder how many carries Jim Brown had too though in them 9 years. I'm just curious. I know it was a different time frame. They didn't throw the ball back in the days.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know Derek and Saquon led the league last year. I know Derek led the league a few times. I know he's gotten more touches than most. But I don't know. It's interesting, man. I don't know if I love LaDainian. I don't know if he's a top 10 back for me. And I love Marshall Faulk, but I don't know if he gets in there either.
And I know why, because you said it before. It's not because they're not great, because they're different. They're not just like a pure running back. They're like a utility guy.
Yeah, they're like, and they're the two best at it, like in my opinion, like of all time. But at the same time, it's like
it just gets tough because it's like they're getting punished because they do more. You know what I mean? It's like,
and then if we want to get into the generational part of it and the era, that's a whole nother discussion too. So like, it's crazy to me because the eras matter, and I don't know if Derrick Henry's big ass is not just getting absolutely chopped down like we saw with Eric Dickerson late in his career with the Colts and the Raiders, because they knew the only way to get his ass down was ankle chop him down, and that's what ended his career pretty much. So like
they've been knowing that about Derrick too, though. It just ain't working.
Yeah, I just don't think they do it anymore. We're so lazy at tackling. We tackle high now. Everything's a reach and grab. We don't really put a hat on everybody. We have all these concussion rules and all these hitting rules and all these different things that have changed. I don't know. Earl Campbell was almost a vegetable, bro. I think Earl Campbell's so underrated. Earl Campbell's almost a vegetable for just get the fucking constant. It's unbelievable. And remember, Todd Gurley and Steven Jackson, both Rams in their prime, could have been both of them could have been top 10 backs. In my opinion, I'm just gonna be honest. Both of them were ended early.
Todd Gurley, I think, is like still number 3 right now. Yeah, turn backs in total rushing touchdowns in the last couple years, and he been retired since 2020. It's like crazy how good.
Yeah, and he's still only like 28.
Yeah, well, he might be closer to 30 now, but crazy, right around there.
Crazy. I see the cat every year, and I talk to him every year at the Aria in Vegas. Me and Pat, we talk to the cat every year. He's always there like clockwork.
Yeah, Gurley, cool. I worked with Gurley before. He's down there. Yeah.
So it's interesting. But Smitty, we got a lot to discuss. That's a debatable topic. Has he become a top 10 back? We'll ask every one of our guests, but we got a lot to discuss. Smitty, loaded show today.
Let's get to it though. I mean, let's stay with this game though, man. Obviously, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, man, they choked off this big time potential win for them. They were up 15 points, I think, with like 5 minutes or so left against Josh Allen and the Bills, and Josh Allen and the Bills, they go on this remarkable comeback win to kick the field goal as time expires to win the game 41-40. I'll give my initial reaction before you jump in. For me, man, here's my biggest concern, and you guys know I'm a Lamar fan, and I root for the Ravens because I'm a Lamar fan. My biggest take though is that this Ravens team, they don't have the it factor. Because when I put a tweet out during the game, when the Ravens is rolling, they look unbeatable. Like they really do. The combination of Derrick and Lamar and the way that they were scoring at ease, and the O-line, the blocking up front, the physicality, they made it look easy for 2.5, 3 quarters. But then when it gets late in games, when it gets in the big moments, something always happens. And this isn't a one-off. This has been the last few seasons because I've been watching them closely. I looked at it. I think they lead the league in most comeback losses, where they're up, at least a touchdown with a minute or so remaining, and they end up losing the game. I think 9 losses was a stat I saw. 9 losses in situations where they held a 7-point or greater lead in the fourth quarter as of the 2023 season. That's ridiculous. So at some point, it's like if I'm John Harbaugh, I got to look at myself in the mirror. I got to figure out, what is it? What am I missing as the head coach? What is my team missing? Why can't we sustain greatness for an entirety of 4 quarters? I don't get it. Either Lamar Jackson will stumble late in the games and he'll have a bad turnover. Last night it happened to be Derrick Henry. Some days one day it might be Zay Flowers. is pick your poison. But very often, every season, the last few years, in the big moments, in the biggest games, they crumble. And to me, that comes down to it factors. It's not a talent situation, not a talent thing. It's not a experience thing. It's a inner it factor thing that they got to figure it out and figure it out now because the window is closing, JB.
That's why I'm never picking them to win Super Bowl. And I got one of my former players who's a huge Lamar guy. He's a Broward County guy, Haitian. You met him at my Super Bowl party. Played great wide receiver for me. Who's watching the show right now? Sapase. And I'm like, look, Steve, he'll never win a Super Bowl because this is the reason. Like, whatever reasons you just mentioned, that's the reason. Like, at the end of the day, this is the reason. No, not Alan D. Jones. I said receiver. Alan played quarterback. So this is the reason why, though. For whatever reasons you mentioned. Who knows? I don't know. The it factor, whatever you want to say. But at the end of the day, let's just be honest and brass tacks. He's a freak of nature who, as the years go, age is our biggest enemy. Age is a thief. Time's a thief. As the time comes along and he can't outrun you anymore with his feet, guess what? He's going to have to become something in the pocket. And that is what defensive coordinators salivate over in the playoffs. Putting him in the pocket, leaving him in the pocket, and having him beat you with his arm. That's the one thing that he struggled with in the playoffs. So at the end of the day, regular season-wise, he's unbelievable. I would love to coach the guy. But at the end of the day, in the playoffs, there's a reason that they don't win. And that's just one reason I can't ever bet on the Ravens to win a big game. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. And you guys can call me haters all you want. Derrick Henry was the best player on the football field last night until he fumbled. Josh Allen became the best player because he won the game. And Lamar was 14 of 19. That is not, in my opinion, how you win football games of that magnitude. You have to put the ball in your best player hands more. And 14 of 19 to me is not going to win a football game. And it's crazy to say that because they end up losing 41-40 in the manner they lose in. But at the same time, 19 complete attempts, Smitty. Why? Why does Lamar Jackson have 19?
Context matters, though, JB. Not to cut you off.
But why do you have 19 attempts, though? Period. That's the only question.
Derrick had 165 rushing yards.
I get it, but 19 attempts. So here's my point, though.
You see what I'm saying?
How many total plays did they run?
I don't know. I have to look it up.
Derrick Henry didn't have 45 carries. You see what I'm saying? You got to have 65 to 70 football plays in the NFL offense to be successful, in my opinion. Because if you do that, Smitty, you keep Josh Allen off the field.
Can I, to that point, and I'm glad you brought that up, and I don't have the exact numbers. Maybe we can try to find it. They scored too fast. And I know that might sound stupid to a lot of people, but to me, the reason they were up big early, but they scored in like 2 minutes. It was like big play, big run. Derrick run for 30. Lamar run for 20. Quick pass to Zay Flowers, touchdown. It's like, damn, it's like fireworks. It's exciting. But then you leave so much time left on the clock. There's so much game left that you leave opportunity for a Josh Allen to go make a miraculous comeback. I think why you're seeing these low attempts is because if you watched the game last night, they were scoring fast, JB. It wasn't like long 16-play drives, 10 minutes. It was like, no, it's big play, big run, touchdown.
Yeah, but this is it. And I got the DV Sport. Shout out to Shad and DV Sport. I got the entire stat line. Number one, 50 plays, Smitty, is all the Baltimore Ravens ran from scrimmage. 50. Yeah. But that's kind of my point, though. You had 19 attempts in the passing game. Josh Allen had 46. There's a reason why you have this guy with the ball in your hands more. Now
they're playing catch up, though, JB.
Yeah, but here's how you play. But you can't play catch up when you had 29 first downs to Baltimore's 19. 29 first downs for Buffalo, 19 for the Ravens. Now let me keep going real quick.
Keep going.
19 pass attempts to 46, 390 passing to 194 passing. And then you got rushing, obviously, Derrick Henry. there's only had 29 carries, bro. Well, I'm sorry, Derek didn't have 29. 29 total rushing attempts or carries by Baltimore. 29. 29 and 19, Smitty, is not going to get you a victory in the playoffs. That was a playoff game last night. Like, that's what it is going to be like. That's what it's going to be like. Maybe we saw the two best AFC teams last night. I don't know. We won't know. It's week 1, Smitty. I'm not gonna say the Ravens are fucking not gonna win it. I'm not gonna say the Buffalo's gonna win it. I'm not gonna say they are gonna win it either. It's week 1, and we're already calling these two the best teams in football because of the game was so great. I think ESPN saw the great game, and they're like, "Oh, these are the two best teams in football." I'm like, "Calm down, homie. Yeah. Let's pump our brakes. It's week 1."
We'll find out later. Yeah, we'll find out later.
Yeah, but the telltale sign here are plays from scrimmage. Let me go back to Buffalo real quick. You ran 50 offensive plays for Baltimore. You ran 80 for the Buffalo Bills, dog. 80 football plays, and I didn't even know that, and I just told you before. I said you got to have at least 65 to 75 plays from scrimmage. 500 yards to 432 yards. 432 yards on 50 plays, if you divide it, is better than Buffalo did with more plays and 500 yards. That's not a good thing, like you mentioned, though. You got to fucking keep your defense off the football field at some point in order to win these type of games. And listen, the turnover was critical. We see the turnover. Everyone's going to point it out to Derrick Henry. But the Buffalo Bills, at the end of the day, had the ball for 35 minutes, Smitty. Baltimore had it for 25 minutes.
Well,
like, all that adds up.
100%. All that matters. All that adds up. As a defensive guy, us being on the field too long, you get tired, you get exhausted. I don't care how much you train. Football, it's a different beast when you're in the game so much and getting so many plays. Also, though, we can't not point out the defense, though. If you score 40 points, JB, you're a quarterback, you're an offensive guy. If you go into a season and you were spotted 40 points every game, you probably feel like you better go undefeated. Like,
let me ask you something.
If I give you 40 points and I'm the Ravens too, right? What is the Ravens' identity always been on? Defense. It's always been defense. They're not that same defense anymore, though. Let's call it what it is. They're not those guys anymore for whatever reason.
I told you that when they lost Patrick Queen, but
listen. I'm saying it's clear as day. So now I'm saying, like, I hear it. Lamar's the quarterback, he's the leader, so we're always going to put blame on the leader, as we should. Derrick Henry fumbled the ball. Critical time, critical moment. Like I said in my lead up, it's always a big time turnover in the worst time frame. This time it happened to be Derrick Henry. You got to put blame there. But at some point, though, defense, get a damn stop. Get a stop. Josh Allen was doing what he wanted to do on that last drive.
Let me ask you this. But let me hear at the end of the day, though, you were up 15 points. So you go down early. Buffalo goes down, scores. Josh Allen threw a strike to tight end right out the gate. Kincaid scores. They go up 7-0.
Yeah.
Then Baltimore takes a 10-7 lead. Then they go up 17-7. Then Buffalo scores with a second left with a great play design by running what we used to call oopie-doop. So we ran 3 verts and looked like Hail Mary, and then we ran a deep crosser, and if we had time to try to get that in the field goal range, they ran it to perfection, gets out of bounds. What I have seen in the NFL this year so far through week 1 is great time clock management.
Oh, yeah, that was phenomenal. Yeah.
Andy Reid displayed it in Brazil. I saw it yesterday by Buffalo and McDermott. I saw it with the Chargers against the Chiefs. I also saw it with the Rams yesterday, and I also saw it with the Niners, and I also saw it with Tampa Bay and Atlanta. I'm seeing great time management by head coaches, which is week 1 is a very good sign. Let me say that. It's a very good sign. Much better start to this NFL season than it was last year.
Thank you for saying that. Oh, man.
But the reason why I say that is because guess what? Players played more in preseason.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
And I mentioned that earlier. I said, make these motherfuckers play preseason games.
Yep.
And they actually played more. And guess what you got? A better product.
It was a really good product. It was a great week 1. Like, for week 1, I ain't gonna lie. This was a really good week 1. I was hoping you was gonna say this. Yeah, well, I'm still kind of not sold on the QB play overall. But we did see some good QB play, but we saw some bad play. We saw some bad play. But JB struggles with positivity. It makes it hard for him. Go ahead.
Yeah. Cringe. And so back to the original point, though. They get it down. They go down, what, 20-13 at half or whatever.
Yeah.
And now that was critical because Baltimore got the ball to come out second half.
Yeah.
And they go down again, score 27-13.
Quick.
But did you ever, my whole point of this, did you ever think the Buffalo was out of the game? I never did.
No, I did. And
even when they're down 15 with 6 minutes, I'm like, it ain't over. It's too easy for Buffalo because they got an anomaly at quarterback. And then Cook started to eat.
Yeah. And
I won money, by the way, on picking those guys. And Josh Allen was my captain, and he got 70 points. And now, guess what? The nobody goes out now, and every one of you that picked him yesterday and got you 70 points and won you a little bread. Today, you said he's the best quarterback of all time, probably, right? You fucks. So anyway, listen. At the end of the day, Buffalo I never was scared that they couldn't come back and win the game. Like never. One time, I never had that in my. This game's over 15.
Me neither.
Baltimore.
That's why I don't know why like so many fans left the game. I'm like, hold on, y'all. Do you not know the Ravens' history? Number one,
they don't know
two, you don't know who you got at quarterback.
They don't know football, homie.
And it's only 2 scores. I don't care. That's in football. That's nothing. I mean, literally, that can happen like this: 1 turnover, 1 bounce your way, you're right back in the game. So
they don't know football.
Like I said, man, it's something about the Ravens, man. Their identity. At some point, I love Harbaugh, but at some point, though, I do got to look at him with a little bit of a side eye. Like, are you not practicing late game situations at practice? Are you not like why? It's a few things. I feel like they get passive offensively with the play calling. I feel like the players, like once they get up big, they start to feel themselves and think the game is over. And you see that in how they play. The effort is different, and then just adjustments. I feel like their opponents tend to make better late game adjustments than the Ravens do. And the Ravens, at some point, a turnover. I'm telling you, JB, if you go back and look at the history, the last couple of seasons, this always happens to them. It's weird. I don't understand. It's like I don't believe in bad luck or nothing like that, but it's weird. I don't get it.
But here's why I don't know why you continue to bet on Lamar Jackson's led team. Like at the end of the day, I'm not blaming Lamar Jackson, or I'm not saying
I feel like you are a lot. And I don't really put this game on Lamar, really. I really don't. At the end of the
day, though, if I'm the MVP, homie, there's no way you only have 19 attempts because 19 passing attempts, maybe 10 more rushing attempts for me with a guy like him. Because he's going to ad-lib on 19 pass drops, 19 more. Let's just give him 10 more passing attempts. 5 of those are probably going to be freaking nature runs.
Right.
There's no way that I cannot have the ball in his hand at least 10 more times. Here's the reason.
Man had 70 rushing yards off 6 carries. He's averaging like 12 a carry.
Here's the reason why I say I'll never bet on him, though, back to my original point. They're 1-5 versus the Bills and the Chiefs, homie, since 2020. They're 1-5. This is the critical mass part. You ain't going to beat – you got to beat one of these 2 teams.
But like real, JB, you watched last night's game. So you watched last night's game and you left the game feeling like, dang, this on Lamar. Like I'm not saying he's getting no blame. He deserves. But like I didn't watch that game, and I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just being honest. Like last night's game specifically, I didn't walk away from that game like, dang, Lamar, this is on you.
No, I never, not one bit. I never said it was on Lamar. I'm saying, why are you only giving him 19 passing attempts? There's a reason. Something's telling me, based on what his skill set allows, I don't want him to sit back in the pocket and throw the football 35 times a game. And that's been his MO, though. That look at Roman when he was the OC. Your boy now that's the OC from Georgia. They do the same thing if you look at it. They're not going to let him throw the ball 45 times a game unless
he's not a traditional. We know that. He's not a traditional quarterback. I mean, we've seen him in the playoffs try to throw it 30.
But he has to have more than 19, though. That's all my point is. If I'm the OC for him, I got to throw the ball with him. But
last night, but context matters, JB.
It does.
If I didn't watch the game and I just saw stats, I would actually agree with you. I'm like, 19 is weird. When you watch the game, they were cooking on offense. So it's like, and they were scoring so fast in 5-play drive to where I think the stats is throwing you off a little bit. Like there wasn't a lot of opportunity to just throw the ball around.
Let me break it down real quick. We got 3 more topics before commercial.
Yeah, we do. We got to hear you up.
I want to break it down. Give him 10 more passing attempts. Mm-hmm. They run 15 more football plays. See, that's the difference because those runs create first downs. They had 19 first downs to Buffalo's 29 first downs. They had 10 minutes less time of possession. They had time of possession and first downs are critical mass on offense. If you give them 10 more passing attempts, which is crazy, right? Like it's kind of going against what people don't understand. Give them 10 more passing attempts. I promise you there's going to probably be 5 first downs in there. 5 first downs equal to 15 more football plays times 3 downs in a series.
Right.
Or let's say you go back to your point. They score on play 2 of that drive. Doesn't matter if he gets 8 more passing attempts in other drives. He needed at least 10 more passing attempts, in my opinion, to get 29, at least 29. It creates more plays from scrimmage and more time of possession. Keeps Buffalo off the football field. And remember, Buffalo went for 2-3 fucking times. For what reason? I have no idea. This analytical shit is a whole nother discussion we'll dive into later on.
That almost lost them the game.
It did. That's what I'm saying. So, because people on Twitter are like, well, Josh Allen's the MVP because Derrick Henry fumbled. No, not really. Because if you're going to go to the 2-point plays, then Buffalo wins the game anyway, too. So stop. So it's all if you had balls, you'd be my uncle type of discussion. Like, at the end of the day, this is football. This is game 1 of football. And this is what happens when you play football with 2 good teams, 2 talented quarterbacks, and a run game. And that's what happens. And both defenses are very bad, and they should be addressed right away. And I wouldn't be shocked if you see some movement on defense on both teams, whether it's free agent, whether it's trade, or whether it's just pure start over on some things, because the secondary for Baltimore needs help other than Hamilton. Their secondary is not very good. Their D-line is very, very suspect at the same time. Buffalo's D-line is abysmal, and they need some help.
Oliver's making plays, though.
And they need some help in the secondary, too. So,
well, I'll tell you this. I know one defense who don't need any help, and that's my Indianapolis Colts. Look like the best defense in the game right now. I ain't going to lie to you, man. They destroyed the Miami Dolphins.
Let's use these 2 topics in one. So go. I got you.
Let's do it right now, man. So, listen, I ain't going to lie to you. I would be lying to y'all right now, fans, if I told you that I expected this dominant performance. I went into this game with no expectations.
I called it. I bet it.
If the Dolphins go out here and just score 40 points, or if the coach will go out there, I had no idea. But I did not expect this. I did not expect. We dominated these guys from start to finish. We forced 3 turnovers. They didn't score a touchdown until late in the 4th quarter. We almost got a goose egg. Daniel Jones did something that we haven't seen since at least 2000, which is scored on every single possession of the game. Let me repeat myself. Every possession that Daniel Jones led this team, the coach scored either a field goal or a touchdown. The man went 22 for 29, 272 passing yards. He threw 1 passing touchdown and ran for 2, and he made big-time throws throughout the game. I got to shout out Daniel Jones because I'm not going to lie, I was not a fan when we made the move. And I said, look at the history. Look at what he did previously. We don't have to dive into that, but it's a reason why I felt that way. In game 1, in week 1, he shut me up. And as a Colts fan, I'm proud. But most importantly, man, beyond what Daniel Jones did, that defense was phenomenal, man. And the additions that we added to that defense, and Cam Bynum, who we got from Minnesota, Trevarius Ward, who we got from the Niners. These are veteran guys we added to our secondary who showed up and showed out. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, after week 1, it's early, of course, but the Colts might be the best team in the AFC South. I didn't like the way the Texans look, and I love C.J. Stroud, but I didn't like the way the Texans looked against the Rams. The Jags still, to me, look like the Jags, just another guy. And the Tennessee Titans, they got a rookie at quarterback in Cam Ward. So I don't know. It's week 1, but the Colts, man, they impressed me, JB.
The Giants looked exactly like they did with Daniel Jones yesterday. Did you guys notice? And it hurts my heart to say this. Maybe it's not, and it never was Daniel Jones. I've been telling you about Daniel Jones, but what do I know? I've been telling you guys this guy is a Sam Darnold-ish and needs a team around him. I've been telling you guys, but what do I know? Here's the bottom line is, I picked it, I called it, and I won it. There's no way but Miami's going on the road and winning any football games, a little less indoors against a team like this with a good defense. I knew Shane Steichen and Daniel Jones was going to hit on all cylinders. And there's no way that I would take Miami Dolphins on the road any game one ever. And this is a team that is going to be formidable. Like I said before the season, the Colts are going to be a team to watch. I told everybody this for the last 6 months. It's on record. And I also have said Daniel Jones is comeback player of the year. That's loading, whatever they want to call that, loading season or whatever. That's loading right now. That's ready. Comeback player of the year, Daniel Jones. And I love him with Shane Steichen. And then with Jonathan Taylor back there and that defense, you're going to get more opportunity on offense, getting the ball back. You got a running game. And you have Pittman, who I like a lot, who I had on my fantasy yesterday, on my DFS on Underdog. Head on over there today. Use our promo code, Coach JB, Underdog. And bet your DFS, which I did yesterday. Won me a quick hot little $40.
Ooh,
so,
okay.
Here's my thing, Smitty. The Miami Dolphins are a wreck.
They look horrible, JB.
And I don't know if Bailey can find my tweet yesterday, but they fucked over this one guy, and then they got fucked over by this other guy. Ooh. Yeah. Brian Flores got fucked by the organization, and this motherfucker's fucking the organization. That's what's crazy about it.
Comes around, homie.
That's what's absolutely crazy about it. Now, listen, I'm the first guy to tell you that all coordinators aren't great head coaches. I've been telling you guys this for a long time. I'm not saying that Brian Flores was the next Bill Belichick, but he did beat Bill Belichick twice, FYI, head-to-head. Now, having said that, Brian Flores surely did not get the same opportunity that Mike McDaniel's getting, though. I'm going to tell you right now. Brian Flores wanted Justin Herbert. That's a fact. He's on record saying it, not Tua. And people thought he was a hater. Looks pretty good right now that he said that. And then he called out the organization. He got blackballed in a sense. Luckily, he got put on by Tomlin, put on now in Miami. One of those guys looks like a serious leader of men. The other guy looks like a fucking... Hey, may they. Let's be honest. And there's just no way, Smitty, no fucking way that they're listening to this guy in the locker room. Tyreek Hill had more babies and touchdowns last year, and look who had a temper tantrum yesterday already in the first quarter. Tyreek Hill's about to fight with players and throwing his head. Like, it was ugly to watch. I have all the games on all the time. I'm watching. I'm like, oh, here's Tyreek already bitching and moaning. And I'm like, oh, shit. He'll ask for a trade this week. Don't be shocked if Tyreek Hill asks for a trade sooner than later. And this is the Eberflus of the AFC East. This is the Eberflus that Chicago had, who didn't make it through the season. This is year 3 for him, or 4? Year 3 or 4? I think it's year 4. But either way, let's say it's year 3. I don't see him making it through this football season. There's no way. And Greer, the GM, or whoever his name is, I think you're going to lose a huge fan base. I mean, look at this fucking guy. Look at this fucking coach. I'm talking about the coach. Fuck Tyreek. We already know what Tyreek is. You're not moving Tyreek unless you trade him. Tyreek's your touchdown maker, by the way, and your baby maker. This guy right here, though, with the fucking glasses on, is the mockery, homie.
What do you look like, JB?
He looks like a fucking they, she, him, they, me.
I'm trying to think, who was the dude from the Terminator, the first old school Terminator?
Look like a they, me, him, homie, me, him.
Not Arnold Schwarzenegger, the one he was going against, like the little.
Yeah, it's a hey, me, they, hey.
Nah, listen, man. You know, I tried to defend him, you know, a little bit over the last few seasons because he did get them to the playoffs. He did, I think, win an 11-game win season a couple years ago. But I think that was his peak. And I think at the time, teams were trying to figure out who he was as a head coach. They didn't understand the schemes, all this and that and the third. But now he's figured out.
So look,
anyway, now he's figured out. Like, now people know who he is. And the only thing he had to his advantage was that his X's and O's, his scheme was, you know, unique, whatever, his creativity on offense. Now that that's figured out, it's a wrap because he doesn't seem like he's a good leader. He doesn't seem like he's a good motivator. The team doesn't play physical, don't play in cold weather. He's a not non-serious individual. So now the fact that the only weapon you had was your creativity on offense, and it seemed like you lost that. So now you lost the team. Scores looked horrible. He looked horrible in the pocket.
Maybe they have the two best You can argue they have the 2 best wide receivers on any team, 1-2 tandem. You can argue that they have the fastest 1-2 tandem. You can argue they have the best 1-2 tandem with Waddle and Hill. Yeah. And they have been horrific. And Tua is the common denominator, but the head coach, the leader of the group, when he's walking around with fucking Miami Vice shades on and fucking that video is a telltale sign. The assistant talking to Tyreek Hill had a visor on, headsets, look like a fucking coach if you look at him right there.
Yep.
If McDaniel at least dressed like that, I would say all right. But the guy's walking around here with fucking glasses on, shades all the time, fucking the guy is not a serious guy. Let's just be honest. He doesn't look serious, and you can see
bait pen.
All the shit behind him, though, that's going on is mass chaos because the leadership is not intact. There's no fucking – we don't have an avenue to go down. So right now you got a bunch of tributaries. You got a bunch of fucking rivers that's splitting off into a big-ass pond of death because that's what they're having. They're going to have a bunch of fucking dead fucking coaches and GMs in Miami if they don't get rid of these guys right away. I would cut bait right now and talk to John Gruden. I would call him right now and say, John Gruden, you got ties in Miami. You know the situation. You've been in Tampa. Your brother Jay Gruden has been in Tampa. We've been around here, been in Jacksonville, understand the culture, know Miami. Let's go. I would cut ties sooner than later because at the end of the day, Smitty, we know and you know they can't fix what's already broken. You can't fix that. All you can do is try to repair what's already happened. They need to go back, repair this whole thing, create the culture, start all over, and it's over. Get it started. So that's all I'm saying.
What was that word you used? You said tributaries?
Fuck. What? What happened?
Damn, what was I saying? Hold on. My whole. We can go commercial. You said a word that I was trying to like have you spell.
Tributaries.
Tributaries?
Yeah, they're a bunch of small creeks or rivers that split off and then go into bigger bodies of water. They connect bodies of water together.
I love how you broke that down, homie. We gotta cut that as a real. Paris, if you watching, cut JB's little
that's
there.
A guy. Oh, that's a dude. Oh, gotcha. Huh? What happened?
What'd you just say?
Nothing. Matthew Stafford looked good. The Rams defense is real. CJ Stroud needs Tank Dell. They need a slot receiver. Listen, good game. My Rams get it done. Before we go to commercial break and bring Matt in, Matthew Stafford broke 60,000 yards quicker than anybody, including Dan Marino. He's got almost 400 touchdowns already. He's a Hall of Famer, shoe-in. He's the best ball spinner in football currently. Who do I start a franchise with? They say it's a guy. Who I start a franchise with today, though, Smitty, is Josh Allen.
Yeah, you got to.
I start a franchise with Josh Allen, but Matthew Stafford is my one guy that I put on the football field if I had to throw one pass.
Okay, see, my guy be Aaron Rodgers for one pass.
Nah.
We'll talk about Aaron Rodgers here a little bit later. Probably we'll do it with Shaun or one of our guests that we got. But we got a quick commercial break we're going to go to. I'm going to go piss, go drink some Valor, and I'll be right back.
Hey, well, fuck it. I'll go home tonight. I'll drink my yak and smoke my stick, and I'll get it back cracking. Back at it on the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty, as we have a proud new sponsor. Valor is getting me excited. I am fucking hyped. This new drink. Fuck you doing, homie?
Yeah, my fault, man.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm sorry, man. That drive killed me, man. I'm exhausted. 2-hour drive.
Oh, you don't know why I'm excited and hyped already? No, I know it's 5 a.m, but goddamn, homie.
What's going on, homie?
We got this new sponsor. Valor.
Valor?
Hold on, man. You haven't had a Valor?
You ain't tell me about Valor.
You're that tired.
You didn't tell me about Valor.
Look at this.
I mean, the can looks dope. What is it?
Valor Energy, homie.
All right, well, let me try it real quick, man.
You want to fucking pick me up? Shit.
Does it really work?
What? Watch out, homie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It's
that bullshit?
It's instant energy, homie. It's instant energy, homie.
So you're hyped right
It's
now.
instant energy, homie. Oh
Cheers.
cheers.
Valor.
Blueberries and cream, nitrogen infused.
No. Berries and cream.
No, this is my
infused.
favorite. Blueberries and cream, my favorite flavor.
Berries and cream.
Blueberries. Matter of fact, I got another one over here. Orange cream infused, homie.
Wait up, there's 3 different colors?
3 right here. I heard it's more on the website.
Kelly, you like Valor?
You like it too, Kelly? The dogs like Valor. I wouldn't give it to the dog, but they probably would like it because their flavor is amazing. Blueberries and cream.
And you can mix it with tequila and vodka?
What's the website, homie? What's the website? We got to tell them to go to the website right now because I heard that they got even more than one flavor. Go to valorenergy.com right now and use promo code
Coach AB and get
20% off your first order.
Through the month of September. I encourage all our fans, our loyal fans, to post a picture with their Valor just like Smitty and I do and enter a sweepstakes. Our winner will guest host a show with Big Smitty and I.
You ain't gonna guess host the whole show, but we gonna bring you in and let you talk that talk for about 5 to 6 minutes. I'm gonna be real with you. Tag Coach AB, tag Valor Energy, post a picture, hashtag, and we're gonna bring you on the show for a few minutes, man. Valor, VALR energy.com. I'm hyped up right now.
Look at these Valor t-shirts, merch. We got it. Woo-hoo. Look at that backside for me. Way more athletic. Way more athletic. Valor. Check it out. Coach AB, promo code 20% off right now. Peace.
Yo, man. Hey, man, make sure if you just now tuning in, you hit that like button right now. You subscribe, become a member today because, man, we rocking and rolling. We got about 3,000 folks in here right now. We need 3,000 likes. What's wrong with you, homie? You got that look in your eye.
I don't fucking know, man. Fuck.
Make picks, win money.
You know we live, bro.
I can't stop it.
So make sure you do that when you apply.
Fuck.
Well, I'm going to hold it down for now. I don't know what's going on with JB, but I'm going to keep things rolling, man. Shout out to all our fans in here, man, just showing love, man, to my Indianapolis Colts and everything that we're doing and the greatness that we got going on right now. Great week 1 win. Like I said, I couldn't tell you that I expected that, but I'm excited for it. And don't come over here trying to troll me and pull up old clips of what I said about Daniel Jones. Matter of fact, do we got that clip still ready, Bailey? The clip I had about how I felt about Daniel Jones. We're going to bring it up here in a second because I own my takes. I don't run from my takes. I own my takes. And at the end of the day, I said what I said during the time that I said it.
Fuck, man.
You all right, homie?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, homie. You was passing out.
I mean, fucking ad read just running on the backside of fucking for underdog. I have no idea why.
I know, but you was passing out. Take a deep
fucking
breath.
Stupid ass shit, homie.
A
fucking Apple. I can't stand Apple. I can't stand fucking Apple or anything to do with fucking Apple. And by the way, can't fucking stand
Let's
Apple.
keep it professional, JB.
Fuck
Keep it professional.
Apple.
We got
God
Nike watching
damn.
us. We got Under Armour watchers right now. We got
Fucking
big
Apple.
time things watching it. Check out the video of what I said to Daniel Jones back in the days.
They got
the worst move in NFL history.
Oh, stop.
History.
These are the two worst quarterbacks in the NFL on the same team. It reminds me of the Spider-Man meme. It's pointing at each other like this. It's a Spider-Man meme.
Ballard.
Steve Kim. These are two worst quarterbacks in the league. This Ballard came out weeks ago and said, we're going to get a veteran quarterback to compete with AR5. We don't know who it's going to be. This is your answer? Daniel Jones.
He is better, though. He is better, though. I can't wait, Steve, to see Smitty's. I can't wait to see Smitty's. Hey, Steve, I can't wait.
Listen, I said what I said. And listen, I hope I'm proved wrong. But let's all take a deep breath, too, though. It's only been 1 week. And we played against a really bad Dolphins team. Let's see how he performs when he's under duress. Let's see how he performs when he gets knocked over a few times. He gets hit. He gets sacked. It's a close game. It's a big-time drive, big-time moment. We need a throw. It's a must-score situation, 2-minute drive. Like, I want to see him in situations of distress. I'm going to be real. That was like a preseason game, the way the Dolphins played. He didn't get touched all game. He had enough time in the pocket to make a sandwich, pour a drink, and do the Dougie. So I want to see him in a real matchup against real competition and see how he is. And again, I'm a Colts fan, so I hope JB's right. I hope he's the comeback player of the year. Hell, I hope he's an MVP candidate. I hope he's the best. Now that he's on my team, I'm rooting for him. But that don't change the fact that at that time and in that moment, I did not agree with the move. And you guys got to remember, this offseason, there was a lot of talk. It was Aaron Rodgers was a free agent. There were rumors about Matthew Stafford for a short period of time. Even though I'm not big on Sam Darnold, who just came off a big-time year, was available. So it was a lot of quarterbacks who, at the time, you would have put above Daniel Jones. So when I found out that he was the guy we were going with, yeah, I was pissed off when you compare it to the other quarterbacks that we had. But we shall see how things go, man. JB, you all right now? You ready?
Yeah, but the fucking ad read don't just start popping up. Anyway, fucking Apple, man.
It's all good, man. I just keep things rolling, man. Keep
is it iMac? Whatever the fuck computer I have is.
What topic we got next, man?
Back to Matthew Stafford real quick, though.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that first.
Best ball spinner in football. Best play caller other than Andy Reid is Sean McVay, in my opinion. And the best mutual connection between head coach, play caller, and quarterback is Sean McVay and him after Reid and Mahomes. Because Andy Reid and Mahomes have more Super Bowls, that's the only reason I say that. McVay and Stafford are two peas in a pod. I'm just telling you right now. They are on the same wavelength, same page at all times, and that's just is what it is. I don't think that there's a better camaraderie. And he's 38 years old. He's been in the league 17 years, Matthew Stafford. So I just think that this is going to be a team that gets better throughout the season as long as they don't get injured like they have been. Last few years, start the season, they start off slow, similar to the Niners, similar to the Bengals, but that's what the NFL is. I like Matthew Stafford. I like the wideouts. Nakua, another 120-yard game. Listen, Devontae Adams had 5 catches for 52 yards. The 5 catches for 52 yards, though, were huge catches. And if you go watch the quality of catches that Devontae had, you're not going to see in the league by many guys. He scooped the motherfucker off the ground, this far off the ground, huge first down. Listen, he's the number 2 wideout. That's where he's at in his career. He's the number 2 guy. Nakua is a top 5 wideout in football, arguably. And you got Devontae Adams, and they got good tight ends, man. This team's going to be good. D-line, Verse, and those guys are legit. They get QB. They're young. Secondary got better. We'll talk to Edub today and find out what he has to say about his Chargers, Ravens, and Rams. But let's dive into this next topic, Smitty.
Let's do it, man. And this game happened all the way back on Friday, but obviously it was a weekend, so we didn't have a chance to really dive into it, man. Chiefs versus the Chargers. Man, the Chargers won to me in a relatively dominating fashion. I thought they had control of the game from start to finish. Justin Herbert outplayed Patrick Mahomes. He was the best player on the football field by far. I'm going to just give my initial take right now, JB. I'm going to let you take over. The Chiefs' dominance is over. It's done. Finito. Finished. Over. It's history. The Chiefs are now going to be looked at as has-beens moving forward. Kelsey's too old to be consistently dominant throughout the game. The Chiefs can't make big-time plays. They haven't made a big-time play since Tyreek Hill left. Mahomes, as great as I say he is because he's won so much, my eyes still work. And when I'm watching the game, he's looking mighty average. They have no running game. Mahomes was the leading rusher with 57 yards. And the defense is questionable. And the biggest problem that I'm seeing is throughout the game, I'm seeing these guys on the sideline pointing fingers, yelling at each other. Chris Jones is arguing with his veteran linebacker when Chris was clearly wrong on a play because he did an inside move on that last play, which he didn't hold the edge, which allowed Justin Herbert to run scot-free and slide and point and win the game. Your leaders are not being accountable. You're seeing Travis Kelce and Mahomes look at each other upset in the red zone when the timing was off and Mahomes threw a ball. He thought Kelce should have kept running. Kelce slew down and they missed the opportunity to score a touchdown. They're looking at each other. They're upset. They're no longer in sync. The Chiefs' dominance is over, homie. And we saw it all right there in week 1. Harrison Butker missed the kick. It's all right. No pun intended. All their leaders, man. I don't know what's going on, homie. The Chiefs' dominance is over.
I hate to go against Andy Reid because I love Andy Reid dearly. California native, of course. Shout out. Home of pride and joy. Redlands University. Here's the issue I have. They got no skill on the edge. Rashee Rice, he's a shitbird. Worthy's hurt now. Kelsey took him out on purpose because Milk and Magnesia likes him. And there's all kind of shit going on, man. Rice's mama was stealing chickens. Like, there's a lot of shit going on in that team, man. Like, a lot of shitbirds in Kansas City. I'm going to be honest. The Queendom is a bunch of shitbirds, and it's coming back to finally bite them, Smitty. See, at the time, they had the best D-tackle, Chris Jones. Then you argue they had the best quarterback who's been to 5 Super Bowls in Mahomes. Then you had Tyreek Hill, explosive playmaker. Then you had Kelsey, who was explosive tight end. Everyone was arguing he's one of the best. These are all shells of themselves now. Now you got Chris Jones arguing with the white linebacker because he fucking went inside and beat gap, and then fucking he was not there to spill. They had no spiller. They had no tipsy-turvy, so they're arguing over on the sideline. Now Andy Reid got to get together, and he got to be the Hamburglar and fucking do the whole thing. They're acting the man. They're shooting at the man. They tried to dump on him in his office in the offseason. Nobody mentioned that until it came out recently. The motherfucking bullet went right by his fucking head. Like, they're trying to off the man? Like, what's going on in Kansas City? Yeah, and he got shot at, homie, in the facility, homie. What? So there's a lot of shit going on, homie. A lot of shit going on. Cats don't want to talk about it, but yeah.
Is Andy Reid gang affiliated?
Nah.
Okay, all right.
But could have been because Mahomes' brother or the daddy. I don't know. Who knows? Milk and Magnesia put a hit on an Illuminati. There's a lot of shit going on, homie, in Kansas City right now. A lot of shit stacking up, homie. So I got a son, a lot of shit cracking, homie. So listen, sometimes you can't overcome all the bad shit, and eventually time's a thief and shit goes away, homie. Could be the time for the Chargers, Broncos. The Raiders are looking better. I'm just telling you. I don't know right now if Kansas City is. They're not the best roster in that division for sure.
Not at all.
But are they a playoff team?
Hello.
That's what's going to end up coming. I'm going to be honest, because look, they got the Eagles next.
Lost.
You got the Eagles next. Now, listen, this is a game Andy Reid put together out their ass, and they'll fuck around and beat the Eagles, and then everyone's going to be like, all right, we're good. We're fine again.
They're going to lose that one, I'm telling you.
But I'm saying this is a game like that I could see Andy Reid doing some shit that, former team, obviously. He was the head coach there for many years. Took him to Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. Played him in the Super Bowl, obviously, last 2 years. Like, listen, I think this is a team that he knows in and out. And if anybody can scheme up a defense, it's Andy Reid. So I'm not going to just give the win to the Eagles. We're still in the NFL. This is still, 3-time Super Bowl champs. But at the same time, this could be a daunting start of the season for the Kansas City Chiefs. Because you start off 0-2. Now you're starting
the Giants. They should have won that, but the Giants defense and D-line is still for real. And then you got the Ravens.
We're gonna get into that in a second. But yeah.
Then you got the Ravens after that. And the Ravens in the regular season, that can go either way. Regular season.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, they own the Ravens. But regular season, who knows? So I mean, could they start off the season what? 1-3? Like that'd be crazy, right?
Yeah. Bailey, I sent you a DM on Twitter. Can you add that? I wanted to dive into that before we move on. There's a thing, Smitty, real quick, that shows why Daniel Jones took over for your Colts. And I want to bring this up real quick because this is quarterback one-on-one. This is why I say it's critical that we call it fast feet makes quick arm. Fast feet make a quick arm. That's something I used to tell my QBs every day, right? I want you to see a drill that they did in Indianapolis that ultimately settled the QB debate and why Daniel Jones was named the starter. Because it's not close. See, when we're on air and we're taking drops and we're having a guy snap us the football, our feet, our forward momentum, our drive of the football, how we sock the wall. Look at this. Do you see the difference between Daniel Jones and AR5's drop, arm delivery, motions, just going through the motions? This is why he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. I mean, look at that shit. It is night and day. And then you got this kid who's just not as talented as either one coming in there.
He's just young and hungry, excited to be there, though. Just,
yeah. You know. But look at the too cool to fool guy who's just, you know, he's worried about all the other shit on. He's got fucking spat and fucking every fucking thing you could think of. And then he comes back there just, I'm too cool to fool. Then you got Daniel Jones driving the fucking ball, taking a quick drop, getting his fucking feet under him. AR5 is getting in there, nonchalant. My arm bigger than everybody. I'm more athletic. Just telling you, homie, it matters. It matters. But nobody, see, it matters, but I'm a hater. Oh, you're a hater. No, I'm just telling you, it matters. Look at it.
Jerry, what are you saying?
I got the towel hanging. I'm cool. I got the spat, big ass fucking herringbone. Like, dog.
What did he say though, JB? He said what? He said my arm bigger.
Yeah, I'm bigger, better athlete. You can't fuck with me. I'm over. Like, I mean,
better.
You know what though? You know who I blame on this?
Who?
First of all, you know I already blame the white coaches in college and high school. We've had that discussion for a long time. But you know who I blame in this now? Now that you got them though.
Yep.
Where the fuck is the coaching that you now that you have them? You're an NFL franchise with an NFL quarterback. Is it because you're fucking got a woman running the organization? Listen, where is the coaching at?
Jim Irsay, who just passed away.
Where is the coaching at? It's like, Smitty, real shit. Give me that motherfucker.
I asked you before, though, and you know you told me in the past, because I asked you the same thing. I said, why can't a quarterback get developed? You said they don't have the time in NFL to develop a quarterback at that point.
No, but you know what? I did.
Okay.
But in practice, though, I should be coaching him.
He's running with the scouts.
No, right here he's not.
I mean, this is basic drill. I'm just saying.
Basic drills is what gets you better. Right. I'm the quarterback coach. I'm running at him right now to make sure he drops faster. I'm the quarterback coach. I'm working. I should be sweating, full sweating as a quarterback coach today. I'm fucking running by him to make sure that he gets past me on my drop. So I'm running past the motherfucker. I'm just watching this motherfucker take snaps, and that's his fucking effort, and we think he's a quarterback. And then Daniel Jones is sitting here who's won a playoff game in the NFL. He's dropping fast, and he's fucking driving it. He's fucking driving the ball. Little shit matters, homie. This is layups. Like, look at the first ball AR5 throws. Nonchalant, skies it right over the motherfucker's head. Like, that matters, homie. I'm just telling you. But we don't talk about it. We allow it. And I don't care. If you do have the guy now, fuck all the past shit. We can't fix it. Let's coach the guy that we do have. I don't even see him getting coached. He's not only got failed in college, he's getting failed again. So, listen, we don't have time to complete the quarterback in the NFL is my overall point.
Yeah.
But we still can coach the motherfucker every day. Like, last time I checked, we're paying him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Anyway, good luck to the Colts, the Rams. That's our two teams on this show. So it is what it is.
Hey, they both won. So, hey, 1-0. One thing you can ask for, right?
1-0. Chiefs queen them. 0-1. I think the Chiefs are down. I think they're bad. I think this is gonna be the year. The other team's getting better, man. And listen, kudos to the Chiefs and the run they're on, and they've been on. And it's going to be hard to rival the run they're on, especially in the NIL era. Because guess what? We're coming from college to the NFL now, and guess what? Guys demand trades, sit out, opt in. We got all kind of shit now. So shout out to the Chiefs for doing what they've done. But eventually, time's a thief, and at the end of the day, there's other teams that are going to get younger. They're going to get better. Look at Green Bay, the youngest roster in football. I think they've caught up in the NFC North. This happens, dog. It happens. You can't stay on top. New England couldn't stay on top forever. They stayed on top a long, long time. So did Kansas City. Dallas controlled the 90s. The Niners controlled the 80s. It's not like we haven't seen it before. But at the end of the day, this could be the time that we transition into something different. And I could see a Rams-Chargers Super Bowl.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
And the Super Bowl was up in the Bay, so it was in Cali. The two LA teams, that'd be something, right?
Yeah, fuck Norteños. Fuck the Norteños. But yeah.
Do one more topic though before Coach Chef hops on, man. You kind of already teased a little bit about the Giants and Brian Daboll. They go out there, man. They look bad. They still look bad. They go out there, they lose. Defense was solid as we thought. I mean, they made things a little tough for Jaden Daniels. But on offense, man, there was really nothing. We saw, Neighbors upset early already in the game and having a little back and forth with Coach Daboll. But I want to hear your take as a QB guy on the show, man. Just what's your view of the Giants team? What's your thoughts on Brian Daboll?
I'm concerned. I'm a Brian Daboll guy. Bailey, if you can't get that clip I sent you, I put it in the chat earlier of Alabama. Smitty, for Chef, I'm very concerned because here's the thing: you're a quarterback guy, and number one, as I get older as a quarterback, and I know that, and my skill set's diminished in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Why are we fucking booting Russell Wilson to the left over and over and over again? I saw this man boot naked to his left 3 times in 6 play calls. You're 38 years old. You cannot. So here's Smitty. I'm going to be on it real quick.
Yeah. Break it down for us.
I'm off a ride fake, and I'm booting left now. And now I'm a right-handed QB, so I got to fucking get my ball snapped, hips turned like this in the NFL. Boom! And now I'm left-handed, and I got to square my hip, and now I got to find everything coming this way from my point of view. And I can't pop my hips no more. I can't get left and feel comfortable enough to make plays. And now I'm left. You've changed my right hand to left hand. And now I'm stiff. I'm 38. I'm not the athlete I was. And now I'm getting out here and I got guys in my face. I got defensive ends unblocked. That's what a naked is. So they're supposed to be. We get it. But now I'm having to be an athlete and shake an NFL DN at 38 years old and make a play. And now I'm like, I'm off center, off balance. Why are we booting Russell Wilson left? Now, listen, I'm going to give you both ways. I get it, okay? We're an NFL franchise. There's a thing called a scouting report. There's a thing called giving away keys and tendencies. I get all that. I'm still booting Russell Wilson to my right as much as I can, and I'm avoiding anything booting his ass left as much as I. Now, if I do it as a tricky dick and I pull the ball off and run it in on the 3-yard line, I get it going left. Right. But in the open field, booting him to the left at 38 years old, where he's not the athlete he was, that's one concern. Number 2, Daniel Jones looks like he's not the problem in New York. And I love Brian Daboll. But this is the same offense that it looked like in the last year after Saquon was cut loose. And everybody thought that it was all on Daniel Jones. Well, guess what? Jalen Hurts sure benefited from Saquon. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, let's be real. Like, you act like it's so. Like, Lamar sure benefits from
Derrick Henry.
I mean, everybody benefits from a guy. Daniel Jones is benefiting right now from Jonathan Taylor. Let's be real. So the Giants' O-line was the worst in football during Daniel Jones' era, and they arguably had the worst wideout core in football. And I said the second worst was Justin Fields' Chicago Bears O-line and wideouts. They get rid of him, get Caleb Williams in, and then they bring in wideouts. They bring in other things. I'm just telling you, they could have kept Justin in Chicago, did better things there. And then New York, they could have kept him, did better things there by keeping Saquon. Now, the biggest concern is the D-line that I said is better and most I thought was going to be really, really good. You could be freaking natures up front like the Giants are. They had a great fucking draft. I thought they did great things by getting Jackson Dart and Abdul Carter. They already had Thibodeau, Brian Burns. They got a loaded front, and they played as soft as wet pussy yesterday. They had no push, no fight, no want. And if you're super uber talented, but you don't want to rush the passer, you have a problem. Because rushing the passer and stopping the run is all mindset, Smitty. All mindset. That ain't Justin Tuck, homie, and Michael Strahan. I'm going to tell you right now, that is not that mindset. Umedora and all those guys, that ain't that mindset that I saw yesterday. And now I'm worried because effort requires zero talent. Zero talent. And I'm just telling you right now, I didn't see the effort from the team. And now I have to question the leader of the team, and that's Brian Daboll. And I love Brian Daboll to death. But damn, dog, I saw a lot of bad things. But listen, let's get into our first guest of the day. Big Matt couldn't join us. He'll join us Friday. But we got a former Colorado alum. Yeah. Former Cleveland Brown draft pick. Interim head coach at Colorado. Former offensive coordinator at Colorado. Former wide receiver coach at Texas Tech. California JUCO legend. And now turning himself into a D2 legend. Northeastern State University head football coach who's won his first game to lead the team for the first time in 11 years. Gets a first game victory. And now came up a little short this week. We'll let him tell you about it and get into college football with our Chalk Talk session with the head football coach, Darren Cheverini, joins the show.
Oh, shit.
What up?
What's up, JB? What's up, Smitty? Thanks for having me on, fellas. I appreciate it, man.
I got to get you some Valor, dog. I got to get you some of this Valor. It's fire. You'll actually like it.
Send me some, man. Send me some.
Yeah, I'll send you some boxes. All right, so look, you won your first game as a season opener to jump off the season. First game, we had the holiday and all that shit. You guys played on a Thursday, so that's a crazy schedule we have. And then you just had I was watching you guys this past weekend. You had them down most of the game. You end up losing a tight one. Yeah. And kudos to you for hopping on. A lot of people don't realize after a loss, coaches are like, I don't want to talk to media. So I know how hard it is, man. So this is why it's going to be a great year. This is just some adversity, trials, and tribulations you got to get through as a culture you're building there in year two. You lose a tight one. Break it down. What happened versus week one versus week two?
Well, we'll recap the first 2 weeks. So obviously played a very talented Saginaw Valley State team on the road on a Thursday night. We played very, very tough. We played hard on both sides of the ball. We were able to execute offensively, consistently throughout the game. The one difference between the first game and the second game is that we had 0 turnovers in the first game. In the second game, we had some turnovers that kind of hurt us late in that football game on Saturday. But was really proud to get that first win. It was the first time NSU was 1-0 since 2011, so that was a big win on the road against a talented Saginaw Valley State team. Saginaw will probably go 9-2 this year, 8-3. They'll probably be one of those teams. And then, had a tough loss this last week. We lost on a walk-off field goal. We were up 24-10 in the third quarter and had some turnovers that just really hurt us. We turned the ball over midfield. They scored a touchdown. Then they kicked off to us. We fumbled the kickoff return. And then they scored on the next play. So we lost the lead in 11 seconds. I was like, holy cow, man. We went down at home. And then I was proud of our team because we responded in the fourth quarter. We marched down the field. We had 2 big drives in the fourth quarter. And if we get touchdowns, I think, in those 2 drives, we probably win the game. But we had to settle for a field goal on the first drive. And then the second field goal attempt, we ended up missing about a 25-yarder from the middle of the field. And they marched down the field. And they kicked the field goal, a walk-off field goal with no time on the clock, man. Hats off to Missouri S&T. They played, a really tough game. They took chances on offense. They were 4 for 4 on fourth down conversions, which when you're an underdog on the road, you got to take chances. And you know, hats off to their program. You know, it's always tough to lose a home opener like that. But I was really proud of the way our team fought the entire game. You know, we were in the game. We were leading the game. We fought our way back into the game. And, you know, JB, you've been a head coach, man. You go through those kind of situations as a head coach. And, you know, my message to the team was, look, you know, no one wants to lose the football game, but it's an opportunity for us to learn. It's an opportunity for us to grow. And, you know, we're building our program. We're 1-1 right now. We're going to go on the road this week and play a Division I opponent. You know, we're playing North Alabama on ESPN Plus, which is going to be obviously a tough matchup for us, you know, with them having 63 scholarships and us having 36 scholarships. So, you know, it's obviously, you know, difference in roster. But, you know, I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm excited for the challenge. Our team's excited for the challenge. I'm excited to play on national television. And, you know, we're building something really cool here at Northeastern State. And we'd love to have been 2-0 today. But, you know, as a head coach, you got to keep coaching. You got to keep developing. And so I'm looking forward to getting back on the field tomorrow.
You've seen the strides, though, because I'm sure the crowd is different. I'm sure it's bigger. I'm sure the investment in the town is there. They know what happens when you change the culture around. Indy won 6 games in 7 years before I got there. We already saw in year one, we go 6-5 in year one, and that was my funnest year, obviously. People don't realize not even winning it all the next year on Netflix. It was the year that we had all these guys that were invested, loyal, that we lost 3 games by 2 points, and we could have easily been an 8-win team. Are you seeing the buy-in by the town and the change in the crowd? They know now there's football to be played. You lose a tight one, but it's like, damn, we're actually getting to fucking play football. It's a real game. It's not 75-0, and we're leaving it.
Yeah.
Like that's a real thing, huh? Like you can tell.
It is a real thing, and I can tell that our crowd and our fans and our administration, like, they expect to win now. Like last year, they were excited that we were competitive in year one, which we were. We were highly competitive. But I think this year there's a different vibe with our administration, different vibe with our fans, different vibe with our team. Like we were heartbroken to lose that game. Like I said, hats off to their coaching staff and their players. They beat us. But, you know, we expect to win now. And that's a different culture. That's a different mindset with your program, with your staff, with your players. We're on the right track, JB. We're still building it. We're only year 2 in this thing. And so it's going to still take some ups and downs, some growing pains. But, you know, I'm excited where we are right now. We're going to continue to build this thing. And, you know, we have a good football team. It's going to show up. It's going to, you know, we're going to have some ups and downs throughout the year, but it's going to show up when we get through this 11-game schedule. It's going to show up at the end of the season. So I'm excited where we're at right now.
Smitty, before we jump in here, I want to ask some things with Coach about college football that's happening right now, because I would like to put him in a scenario and just answer this question. Because we have AJ McCarron on every Wednesday, and obviously we had a video of his go over 100,000 views because Alabama's obviously Alabama. You get a former 3-time national championship quarterback on your show every week. Everyone wants to hear it. And AJ don't hold no punches. He's like, hey, man, this is the deal. Look at what happened this past weekend, though. Player versus coach here in Alabama. I just want to get your reaction to it and what you would do if this were to happen. Obviously, we don't know what's being said. It could be their relationship. I'm not going to jump the gun, but it's a bad look for a team that's obviously got a coach who's replacing the legendary Nick Saban. You lose game 1. You play a nobody game 2. You better win that game. And then you got players on the sideline. He could be literally saying, because I had a close relationship, Chev, as you know, and he could be like, Coach Chev, fucking run down their fucking throat. Fuck these. We don't know what's being said. But you're at Alabama. So, obviously, is this something that happens more now with NIL and the transfer? All that shit?
Just watching that video and seeing Coach DeBoer's reaction, I don't think it was nothing negative, because Coach DeBoer was just nodding. I mean, if it was something like that was, you know, something that was rude or something that was disrespectful, I think Coach DeBoer would have reacted differently. But you see him, like, he's just nodding. Like, I think that obviously the player has a captain. He has a C on his chest, so he's a captain. So it might have been, I think it might have been a positive interaction. I don't think the way that Coach DeBoer is reacting, I don't think it's a negative connotation.
Yeah, I don't either. Is this something that we see a lot, though, Smitty? Are we seeing this? Because we've seen a lot. We've seen the whole issues with, you know, Billy Napier and players slapping coaches' hands down. It happened again this past weekend against South Florida. Where is it happening more now with the NIL era, though? Versus,
I think there's just more cameras on people nowadays. You know, I think that stuff's gone on for years. I mean, I remember when I was a player, man, the stuff that used to go on the sideline between a player and a coach. And I mean, I used to see coaches put their hands on players. I mean, I just think there's more camera. There's more attention to it. I mean, there's cameras everywhere now. So, you know what, JB, I think that stuff's been going on for years, man. I just think you see it more now. You know,
so, I'm glad you're saying. I always tell JB, I'm like, listen, I know the eras are different, and there are certain things, as you definitely know, with today's generation and my generation that were different than when you guys were playing. But some things are just, they've been going on forever. And like you said, these things have been going on forever. Just it was no phones there catching every single moment. You know?
That's right. No, that's right. I think that, I mean, the stuff I saw go on at Colorado, the stuff I saw go on the sidelines, man, I mean, there was some wild stuff that went on, but there was no cameras. There was no camera phones. There was no tight shots, you know, like it was just.
Hey, Smitty, it's Chalk Talk with Coach Chev. He said it. Colorado, great segue. Dive into with these quarterbacks playing musical chairs this past weekend. They played 3, Chev.
Yeah.
There's a lot of scenarios out there. Matt didn't come on today. He was going to talk about it. I was going to get his take. I know he had a show about it. I guess.
I mean, I think Coach
didn't Prime mention it, Chev, already. Didn't he mention it pre-game that I'm going to play multiple guys before they even played?
You know, I think obviously, you know, they lost Shador to the NFL, and so they brought Salter in. They have Juju, who's a highly regarded 5-star kid. I think that Coach Prime, you know, when you're a head coach, you're going to play the guy that gives you the best chance to win games. And obviously something that he saw in practice with the third guy, Staub, and he performed, you know. And so Coach Prime's trying to find, hey, who is going to move the offense, who's going to score points, and who's going to create explosive plays down the field. And I think Coach Prime, you know, thought that it was time to give him an opportunity. And hats off to the kid. The kid went in there and was explosive. I think he threw 2 touchdown passes. He had over 150 yards passing. And so, you know, like I think, you know, Coach Prime's trying to figure out who their quarterback is. And it's early in the football season. So if you want to find out, you need to find out early. And so, you know, they probably got a little bit of a quarterback controversy, but I think in Coach Prime's mind, he don't have a controversy. He's going to play the guy he wants to play. So
I got an interesting take on this guy. I might break the internet. I want to throw this out to both of you. Because I've coached the QB position. Chev, you've coached it. I played it. You've been around it. You're OC first, head coach now. You're doing both. I did both. There's no way you can sit here and tell me straight face, not to Chev, but anybody, that this kid Shab wasn't already showing me he's legit throughout fucking spring and summer. There's just no way you're sitting here telling me. And now I got an argument, and I want to bring it up. I have a serious issue as to why was Julian the guy that I took to the media day? Why was these other guys the guy I've been putting on the forefront? And now this kid I throw in there, and he balls out, and now I got a serious question. This guy had to have been balling in practice.
Yeah.
And I'm curious.
He probably was, though, JB, but it's just like, you got to look at it this way. It's like when you sign a free agent quarterback in the offseason,
clicks and likes.
Sign him to a big signing bonus, or you draft a kid in the second round.
Right.
You got to give those guys opportunities first. And so I'm sure Salter, they gave him probably a really good NIL package, right? Juju, they probably gave him a great NIL package, right? So, you know, Shab, they probably didn't give him much. He's probably, you know, lower on the totem pole as far as what he's getting, as far as his package within, you know, NIL. And so I'm sure Coach Prime had to do what he thought was, you know, the right thing to do, which, okay, let's give Salter a chance, give Juju a chance. And now, hey, maybe the third guy is the best guy. You know, maybe this guy has been lighting up in camp and been lighting up and say, hey, you know, hats off to Coach Prime, because some coaches probably would have waited a couple more games before they made that decision. So I thought it was a good decision by the guy, and it's obviously sparked the offense, and, you know, they got a good win at home. So, I mean,
the only issue I had with his presser was he said, you know, he kind of took all the credit for saying that I knew this guy was this guy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, if you knew he was the guy, he should have been probably playing already, or you would have already had him in the game. That's the one issue I had with Prime's media today, because, like, this kid stuck it out and stayed.
Well, there's 10 more games, though, too, JB. There's 10 more games to play, and there's still conference opponents to be played. And so
let's dive into that 10 games. I want to dive into it real quick with Colorado, because haven't you opened Pandora's box now with 3 QBs telling my team that we don't have one? What's the rationale here?
Well, when you win, it's okay.
It is.
It's not a problem right now. It's a problem.
But is it though with the individual though in the NIL era where they can just enter the portal right now because now somebody's disgruntled?
Well, you'll end up losing one eventually. You can't keep three. Now you should be able to keep two. Sometimes you can't keep two in this era, and they got obviously some good tough games coming up. They got
Houston's gonna be tough.
Houston on the road is going to be tough. They got Wyoming obviously at home. They got BYU at home. And they got to go on the road to TCU. They got to go, on the road and play in Ames against Iowa State.
Utah.
Looks like they're at home against Iowa State. They got to go on the road at Utah, which is a tough place to play. Home against Arizona, at West Virginia, which is a tough place to play. I played there, coached there. And then obviously home against Arizona State. And then Kansas State's been struggling a little bit this year. Arizona State's coming off a loss. But, there's 10 games early in the season. I think if you're going to find out who your quarterback is, JB, as you know, let's find out in non-conference. They still got a couple more games in non-conference. So trying to figure it out. I guess the Houston now is it's different. But, I think they're going to decide. I think they're going to decide who's going to be the starter this week going to play Houston. That's my opinion.
My biggest thing, I guess my only concern is that let's say this cat, let's say he goes out here against Houston and he doesn't look like great, right? He has like a kind of one of those off games. If you're Coach Prime, like you got to stick with your guns at some point, right? Like you can't just keep rotating every time a guy doesn't play up to par and go back to. So now you go back to Salter now, and then Salter finish out.
Well, I mean, Steve Spurrier did it. Steve Spurrier used to rotate him every drive. So I mean,
let me ask you this, Chef. This is Chalk Talk Monday with Darren Cheverini. Make sure you guys follow him on X. Northeastern State University head football coach, 1-1 currently on the season. We'll be tracking him all year long as he's rebuilding a program in front of our very eyes, which will be fascinating because Coach will be a big-time head coach again very soon. Here's the thing, Coach. I want to ask, how are we repping these three guys, though, Smitty and Coach Chev? How are we going to rep them now, though? This is where I'm getting into the issue. Now I'm going to throw them out there to Smitty's question and point. Oh, now he doesn't do well. Well, how do we know what the structure was at practice? How are they going to do well if we have three guys sharing first-team reps, which is an impossibility?
I mean, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I'm not a betting man, but if I was a betting man,
disclaimer,
I would say that they're going to rep Salter and then Shaw. And they're going to have conversations with Juju, like, look, we're going to develop you. You're going to be the quarterback of the future, but for right now, we're gonna rep these veteran guys. That's what I'd be thinking if I was, the head coach. That's because you can't rep three quarterbacks with the ones. You can't do it. It's just not enough reps in practice to do it that way. So I think there's going to be two guys taking the bulk of the ones, and then there'll be some guy, probably Juju, taking the reps with the twos.
Let me ask you this, though. Now that the NIL era is here and it's the NFL model, and we have a model where if we've had all these NFL guys on the show and Herm Edwards broke it down and said, listen, if I'm the head football coach in Cleveland and we have three quarterbacks, Shador, Flacco, and Pickett, all on equal grounds, I'm playing Shador Sanders because he's the rookie draft pick. This is the same thing, right? Because if you don't play this freshman, isn't he leaving?
He might be leaving, but, Coach Prime is going to play the quarterback that gives him the best chance to win. I mean, that's what a head coach has got to do. I mean, that, JB, especially in today's day and age where, man, you have a bad year. They get rid of you now. They're not going to get rid of Coach Prime if he has a bad year, but because he just signed that extension. But coaches want to win.
You're coaching, Chev. You're coaching. So I don't know if you've watched. You play on the same days for the most part, and you're practicing all day. So it's hard to watch other teams. We know how that is. Well, I didn't watch college or NFL football for 20 years coaching because it's just not. We're working. So I don't know if you've seen them, but what though, are these three guys fairly equal as far as the talent, the skill set, and the upside? Because if they are, then I got to look at it.
I think that the young kid obviously probably has the most potential. No question. But it's hard for true freshman quarterbacks, as you know, JB, to step into four-year level Power 4 football and play at a very high level. It's just hard. It's hard to do. And it's not that the kid's not talented. It's just that the speed of the game is so much faster. The learning curve is so much harder. And you want guys with experience to go to war with you on Saturdays. And so I'm not saying that Juju is not going to be an unbelievable player, which he already is. Maybe just hasn't gotten the reps in a game situation yet. But now they're starting to get through some of these first couple games, and now you're starting to play some really tough teams. I think Coach Prime is going to go with the quarterback that gives him the best chance to win. But also, you got to be very transparent as a head coach in today's day and age. And so, I'm a head coach, and even though I'm a head coach at a Division II level, I got to have conversations daily with our quarterbacks, our running backs, our receivers, our tight ends, our defensive linemen, our linebackers, because every game is different. Every game, someone else gets the football as opposed to someone else. And then there's egos and there's situations where guys are upset because they're not getting their touches or a guy's not playing as much on defense. And so Coach Prime's a very smart guy. He is. He's very savvy. I'm sure he's going to bring those quarterbacks in, sit them down one by one and say, hey, this is what your plan is for you. This is what the future is for you. And you got to do that as a coach or you'll lose them. And once you lose them, then they will jump in the portal.
How's my baby doing, man? Donnie, Donovan Smith is quarterback there with Coach Chev. Great kid, family friend of mine. Been coaching him since he was a little kid. You're impressed with him. I know we talked privately.
I am impressed with them. I'm impressed with them. His first start at a 4-year level, went on the road against Saginaw, threw for over 300 yards, threw for 310 yards in his first collegiate start. Second game, I thought he played well. He had the one turnover that would cost us a little bit in that third quarter. But as you know, JB, he's going to keep getting better the more he plays. The more he sees defenses, the more he sees pitchers change on him, the more he goes through his read progression, the more he understands coverages at this level. The more time we spend with him in the film room and looking at coverages and looking at what defenses are trying to do to attack you, he's going to get better. And I've been very pleased with him. He's over, I think, 67% completion percentage his first 2 games. He has the one turnover in 2 games, and he's been explosive in the pass game. And he'll start getting rolling more on touchdown passes and as we get going through the season. But I've been very pleased with his decision making, and I've been very pleased with his development to this point, and he'll continue to get better.
For sure, for sure. Kind of going back or switching gears to another topic here. I don't know if you saw this, Coach, but Syracuse head coach Fran Brown, after their victory this weekend, he made the team stay on the field and run sprints because he didn't like the effort that they showcased during their win over UConn in overtime. We got a video here of him talking about it.
Guys not running to get lined up. Guys not running to the ball. I want to celebrate the win with the people, but I'm so pissed. Right? I'm mad as heck right now. I was taught through a lot of the coaches that coach me. You either coach it or allow it. So I feel that I'm allowing it, and it's just some things that I got to do. But I just want to hold them to the standard of who they are. Right? These guys are excellent men. They're gonna be great fathers and husbands, and I want to make sure that I'm always holding them to that standard of who they are and not allowing them to underachieve at anything.
I love this personally. I'm sure you guys do too, but just want to get your take on this.
I mean, it's hard to win in college football. I mean, it doesn't matter who you're playing. It's hard to win in college football. I don't disagree with it. I think I would have handled it a little bit differently.
Okay.
That probably been something that I did like on Tuesday practice or maybe on Monday's run. But it's hard to win in college football at any level. Yeah. And so, but it's Coach Brown's team, and I'm sure I've read some things, when he was on Kirby's staff at Georgia and what the expectations were. But obviously, you saw Syracuse; they were running the sprints, so obviously they respect their head coach enough to go do it. Some players would have said, "I'm going to the locker room." So, obviously he's got a good culture. He's built a good program, and so he got the win. He can run his program the way he wants to. I don't know, JB, what do you think?
You got to piss me off really hard to do it. I did do it. We played a team that, a bad team. And I think we beat a bad team one game. And I was like, man, listen, it was like 69-7 or something. And we were fucking around and I ran our guys just because I did it real quick though. But I did it in front of the crowd to let them know, like, to get them kind of centered back and balanced. Like, hey, you ain't that good. Stop it. You're not to play. You didn't play anybody. I do agree with Chev though. Like, there's a time and place. I don't know. You're playing I'm just telling you right now, a good friend of mine is the head coach of UConn, Jim Mora. Chev, this man, his whole family. We had his pops on that a couple months ago. This guy is rebuilding UConn into a formidable opponent, and Chev just knocked it on the head. Like, you can talk about UConn all you want and all these things, and it's not a good program, and they're down and all that. this is hard in the NIL era. UConn grabbed some Power 5 talent, by the way. Mora got some talent in there. UConn's much better this year, and it's hard to win a game. And so I know where Chef's coming from as the head coach and leader. Like, all right, are we demoralizing these guys?
Yeah, exactly. Jim Mora is a heck of a football coach.
He is, dude.
He did a great job as the head coach at UCLA. They won a lot of games. He is building a program that was in rough shape when he got there. And he has built a good, solid program. I mean, yeah, I know Syracuse probably wanted to blow out UConn, but they got the win against a well-coached program with a coach that knows what he's doing. So I'm not taking nothing away from UConn because I'm sure that Coach Mora was probably disappointed they didn't win the game. He probably expected to win the game. So
no doubt, he's like, I should run you too. Then you know what I mean? Like, am I going to run you and set the tone? I'm going to run my guys. Like, you know what I mean? I listen.
Well, I think from what Fran was saying, if I heard him correctly, it wasn't about like just the win or loss. I think it was him watching his team and knowing the effort that they're capable of putting out there from a loaf standpoint, and I didn't watch that full game, so I can't say whether he's right or wrong in terms of the effort, but he knows his team better than anybody, of course, and he's probably seeing loafs out there, guys not running to the ball hard, probably like little details that he's like, we need to nip this in the bud now before the season gets going. So
and I don't disagree with him doing it. I just don't know if I'd have done it right after the game.
Right,
I think it's something that we address in the locker room. We celebrate the victory because it's hard to win.
Yeah.
No matter who you're playing, it's hard to win in college football. And then we get back to
they're going to call him everything, right, Chef? Now the naysayers of the media, if they do lose a game next week, they're going to say, you're chauvinist.
What do you do when you lose one? Are you running them? Are you doing sprints? I don't know. I think Coach, Fran's he's a good football coach, man, and he's learned from some really good mentors that he's been on staffs of. So.
Right.
I mean, he can run his program the way he wants to run it. I don't know if I would take the same steps. I wouldn't take the same steps, but I would run them on a Tuesday for sure.
No doubt.
We'd talk about it in our meeting room. Some of that stuff needs to stay in house though, too.
No doubt. Let's transition real quick before you get out of here. This is Coach Shed's first appearance. He'll be a weekly guest here on Mondays. We'll do some chalk talk. We'll start breaking down some film with them that we can allow. He can allow to when he can. He can't. He can. UCLA. You were at UCLA. You were there with Chip Kelly. One of a kid I've been around since he was a baby as well is their quarterback Nico. His father was my tight end in JUCO. Grew up with the family. Great family, by the way. Nico, uber talented kid. Can run, can throw, long, athletic, big arm. Basically, they make a trade with Tennessee. Aguilar from UCLA goes to Tennessee. Nico goes to UCLA. All the noise out there about the money grab and all this stuff. My biggest take is when because the scrutiny is big right now. UCLA is a bad football team, Chev. I don't know if I've seen one. They've digressed a little bit under Deshaun Foster. I like Deshaun, known him a long time. This is, our boy Meat's there. We got guys that are there, and I've talked to them. But I'm like, is this a making it about other things and not the main thing has created this play by Nico, I guess?
I mean, talk about a tough situation, right? I mean, the whole fallout at Tennessee, and I don't know the particulars. Maybe you do, JB. I don't know what went on. Obviously, there was a bad breakup in Tennessee, and so he was basically a free agent, right? And, UCLA had a chance to go get a quarterback that was a playoff quarterback that, had thrown for a ton of yards and had led their team at Tennessee to a lot of victories. So, and Coach Foster might have made a lot of sense. I know they had Aguilera that was there. That was a transfer from App State.
Basically make a trade, right? They basically make a trade.
It was a college football trade, man, which I never thought I'd see the day, man. I never thought I'd see the day where teams would be trading in the summer. But, I mean, again, JB, you played quarterback, right? It goes down to – what it comes down to is this. It comes down to Nico coming into a new system with the first-time play caller at the Power 4 level, which is hard to do.
I think Sunseri's OC, I think.
Yeah, Sunseri's the OC, but he's a first-time play caller, and I've been a first-time play caller at a Power 4 at a Power 5 level. There's a transition, and there's what you call live game reps in the new system. And right now, Nico's getting live game reps into a new system. It's going to take Nico some time he'll get better as the season goes along. UCLA doesn't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that, but that quarterback will get better in this system as the season goes along. He'll play better football down the stretch. I think that Aguilera went to a better situation as far as being on probably a better team. That team went to the playoffs last year. Yeah. So it's not just the quarterback, it's the O-line, it's the running backs, it's the receivers, it's the defense, it's the, you know, the play caller who's a veteran play caller who's also the head coach, you know, and so not all college systems are equal, as we know, JB. And you know, Deshaun's a really good friend of mine, you know, and I'm supporting him as much as I can, obviously from afar. And you know, I was on the staff with him at UCLA. You know, it's tough for him. It's his alma mater, so I know it burns deep and it stings deep, and it's hurting his heart right now. All Coach Foster can do is keep coaching his team. He's got to block out the noise. The noise is loud right now. You know, it's loud. It's national news. It's also LA market's one of the biggest markets in the world. So I'm sure it's loud. The noise is loud, but he's got to block it out. He's got to coach his team. He's got to coach his staff, and they got to control what they can control. And that's going to work every day, putting together a good game plan on offense, defense, and playing good football.
No doubt. Before you leave, we're bringing another quarterback guy, former Super Bowl champ. Shaun King joins us with Coach Chev. Shaun, real quick, your take on Nico's performance in UCLA before Chev gets out of here. Chev's 1-1 at Northeastern. Chev was the interim head coach at Colorado, obviously. Draft pick by the Cleveland Browns. Much better organization than Tampa Bay Bucks. Where you at with Nico, dog? What's going on, Shaun?
Well, first of all, the Bucks are in the 1-0 column. You can't win every game unless you win the first game. And if you watch the Bucks-Falcons contest, the announcer said back to back to back to back Division South, NFC South champions. So pipe down a little bit over there, buddy. Stop making excuses for Nico. It's transfer quarterbacks all around the country, man. To whom much is given, much is required, right? That's the thing about these collegiate athletes that they're going to find out. They wanted this NIL. Well, guess what? The evaluation of paid sports is different than the evaluation of scholarship sports. So now the media does not have any due diligence as far as how honest they can be about performances, because now you're getting paid, right? They're paying Nico to do a job. He needs to do his job.
Well, they were getting paid in the SEC for a long time before the NIL came out. You know what I mean? So, I mean, hello, Shaun. You know, I mean, you know it. I mean, Nico will get better. He's not playing great. We know
you're
that.
making excuses.
No, I'm not making excuses. I'm saying as a head coach that they're in the situation that they're in. So he's not playing great. We know that, but he's got to play better for them to win football games, as you know and I know. And he will play better. I do believe that. But they got to play better around him too, Shaun. You know, they got to play better around him. They got to play better football on defense. They got to play better football on offense to have that kid have a chance.
Hey, both of you, Chev, before you get out of here, both of you guys, I got a question for both of you. As the head coach, is it unacceptable, though, for a team like UCLA, who's never lost in any sport, in any contest in the history of the rivalry? That was the first loss to UNLV by UCLA ever, Smitty. Ever.
In anything?
In volleyball, basketball, baseball, football.
No way.
Promise you. So is it unacceptable for a big-time program like UCLA to lose to a UNLV, even though they're an upstart? But is that kind of showing you what college football landscape has become? It's anybody's ballgame right now, right?
So for context, I live in Las Vegas. I say it's egregious that they lost to this UNLV team. This UNLV team isn't as good as the one that had, I can never pronounce the USC quarterback, the one that they had when he was a quarterback 2 years ago. Yeah, this one isn't as good as the team they had last year that was toe-to-toe with Boise in the Mountain West Conference title game. This is a new staff, a whole new roster of transfers. UCLA should beat this UNLV team. So this is a bad loss. But it's early in the season. That's why they play the whole season. I'm pulling for Deshaun to get it fixed. It doesn't look like he will. But if Nico, if you're listening, you need to be coached harder. I can tell you're not coached hard enough just by the amount of layups he misses. Like I would tell Nico, the first thing I would do if I coached him, if you overthrow another deep ball when a guy is running wide open, you will never play here again. That's where I would start. To me, that was his biggest issue at Tennessee, was just finding touch for guys down the field of the open. I thought he showed athleticism against UNLV. You know, I thought he did a good job of using his feet to extend some plays and make some yards, but he got to make his layups, Coach. I don't think it's a lack of talent. I think it's a lack of intentionality when he throws the football. because he's got the arm talent, he's got the size, he's got the ability. He just misses way too many layups, in my opinion.
Chef?
I mean, I don't disagree with Shaun's take. I do think they're out of rhythm. I mean, I watched a couple. I didn't get the chance to watch the UNLV game as much. I did watch the Utah game. They're definitely out of sync offensively. Not a lot of rhythm and flow to what they're doing right now. I do agree with Shaun. I mean, he's got to hit those deep balls. That was obviously an issue with them at Tennessee. I do want to give credit to Coach Dan Mullen. I mean, Dan Mullen's a hell of a football coach now. He's coached a lot of football. He's coached a lot of football games at a very high level, and so they might not be as talented as those previous UNLV teams that Shaun was talking about, but I do believe coaching matters. I do believe that scheme matters. I do believe that structure matters, and obviously UNLV being 3-0 is a big deal for them.
I don't want, hold on, JB, right quick. I don't want to jump on Deshaun because I want to be successful, but Deshaun in year what, 3?
No, year 2.
Deshaun in year 2 should not lose to Dan Mullen in year 1 at UNLV.
Yeah, don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you.
Let me ask you.
I do think when you switch over, Shaun, I think when you switch over coordinators after Eric Bieniemy being the OC last year, then bringing a new system this year, you know, I'm a play caller. I get it. I mean, you change offensive systems, dude. Those guys are getting first-time reps in a new system, which it's almost like being on 2 first-year programs. And so,
let me ask you, Jeff, to your point earlier, though, is it similar, though, flipped to Moore and Fran Brown in the Syracuse UConn? Isn't that kind of the same scenario, though? Bigger program, smaller one on the upstart. UNLV and UConn and me are in football is very similar, just in football terms. I don't know about basketball. I mean, obviously basketball, they're both legit. I'm talking about football. Isn't it kind of similar, though? UCLA, UNLV, UConn, Syracuse? It's like, I don't know. To your point, it's getting closer, though. Like Moore, it's a hell of a coach, like Dan Mullen, been in a lot of big games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're hitting the point right. I think, but I also think that Jim Moore has been at UConn a little bit longer.
Yeah,
so his program's a little bit more seasoned.
Year 4 to him.
Coach Foster is in year 2, and it's the first 2 games of year 2. Switching over a new coordinator, switching over some staff, bringing in different players. I'm not making excuses for Deshaun. Deshaun is a friend of mine. I'm rooting for him to get it turned around. Obviously, being 0-2 is not good at UCLA, and losing to UNLV is not good, but I do think Dan Mullen's doing a heck of a job at UNLV, considering that when their head guy left and then Brennan Marion left, everybody left that program. I mean, it's all new players that are at UNLV. So it's hard to win college football games, Shaun, as you know, too, and to be 3-0. I mean, any coach in America is going to – I'd love to be 3. I'd love to be 2-0 right now. I'm 1-1, and we had a bad loss on Saturday. And so I'm excited to get back on the field and go compete against a Division I opponent, be on national television, and do something fun.
Hey, Darren, before you leave, I'll tell you to tell Deshaun Foster the same thing that you should have told Carl Durrell when you were at Colorado. If they'd have hired me as their quarterback coach, guess what? It'll look totally different.
Well, if they would have hired me as the head coach, it would look different too.
Woo! Woo! Hey, Darren, love it, Chef. Keep killing it.
Maybe I would have hired you, Shaun. You know what I mean? So,
hey, can you believe? I don't know if you know this. So, Carl takes the Colorado job. We got the same agent. My agent tells me, okay, Carl said you're gonna be his guy for quarterbacks in Colorado. I'm in IMG at the time. So I basically tell IMG I'm leaving. I get a call the day I'm supposed to leave that Carl went, I forget the guy's name he went with his QB coach when he first got there, but because he wanted a guy that had recruited the West Coast.
Yeah, I know.
No offense to the guy he hired.
I played for Coach Durrell. I have a lot of respect for Coach Durrell. I'm not going to get into all the coaching side of it because that's not fair to Carl, but I do believe that I deserve the chance to be the head coach. And, but I like the journey that I've been on, Shaun, because, I do believe that God puts you in places he wants you in. And so it wasn't my time to be the head coach there. And I got to continue to develop as a head coach and continue to make mistakes and have successes. And this year we had a big win in week 1, and then we had a bad loss in week 2. So I'm still developing as a head coach and as a play caller. And, but Shaun, I feel your pain, man. I've been told I've been told no a lot in this profession, Shaun. So believe me, you're not the first, but, I have a lot of respect.
Hey, Chef, it might have been a good win, not a bad one. I'm going to be honest. Your loss.
Yeah, no doubt.
It might have been a good loss.
It might have been a good loss for our development of our program for sure, because it was a gutty performance, man. We lost on a walk-off field goal. I mean, hats off to Missouri S&T. We had a chance to take the lead, and we missed the 25-yard field goal to take the to take the lead, and then we lost on a walk-off field goal. So you're right about that, JB. But I'll always have a lot of respect for Carl, and our relationship goes back to when I played for him. But Shaun, believe me, I got told no a lot, bro. I got told no a lot in this profession, man, about getting jobs, and like been told I was going to get the job and didn't get the job, and so I feel your pain, man. Are you still coaching, Shaun?
Are you nuts?
That's a no.
No.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not saying anything on here that I haven't text called multiple times. Every time they lost, I think I hit him up. You should have his quarterback coach.
No, man, I know. Listen, man, that was tough. I went through some stuff. I'm just being funny, man. Too,
I'm a big fan there, man. Wish you all the luck this year. Maybe me, JB, and we'll let Smitty drive. We'll come down for a game.
Come check us out, man. We got a good team. We'll keep getting better. We're building this thing, but I appreciate you guys.
That's a real thing, by the way. That's a real thing. I'm gonna go do a game because my kids was playing quarterback with them. My buddies, pops. We may roll down and do a game, so we might have to. That'd be a good little road trip. Maybe.
Yeah, you guys definitely come out. You come stay at the house, JB. We'll smoke a cigar, man, and drink some whiskey, brother.
No doubt, man. Keep killing it, man. We'll see you next Monday after a win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right,
see you guys. See you, JB. See you, Shaun. See you, Smitty. I'll see you guys.
Darren Cheverini, head football coach, Northeastern State University. Clap it up. Shaun, Smitty, you want to roll right into this?
Yeah, we can.
Let's roll right into it. He don't need an intro no more. He's just a normal, regular cat now, Smitty.
All right, so we just the video. All the hard work that went into editing and getting the music going and all that, just scratch it.
We got a lot to talk about, man, and I got something to do at 9, so we only got 49 minutes.
No. You got 29 minutes because E-Dub's on at 8:30.
Yeah.
Monday. Remember Monday.
I see.
So we got 20 minutes for you, and so you got to absolutely just kill it.
He's not good at like keeping things on schedule. So
yeah, my bad. I'm trying today. I tried to do a little better, but
I'm messing with you. You're doing a good job, JB. I'm messing
with you. Smitty's such a fair weather component, man. Like if they would have got their butt kicked yesterday, there's no way he'd have a Colts hat, Colts jersey, and be all team Daniel Jones. You told him he's on that Boost Mobile internet over there.
You hear the BPS smoke alarm?
Yeah, I heard it. Boost Mobile.
Hey, Shaun, what do you want to say about your black alum QB, though? Michael Vick gets his first victory. Shout out to him.
Why'd you say black like that? Why'd you even say black?
Because you don't know the story, Smitty. Black alum. Sean King, Michael Vick, Dante Culpepper, who's going to come on the show this week again. Who else was it? Brooks.
Oh, Donovan McNabb,
Akili Smith. They all did a picture together, Smitty. See, Smitty, you don't know black culture quarterback. And that's the problem. My co-hosts don't really know the big-time black QB alum. He don't get it. Smitty don't even know. See, you want to question the white dude. Shout out, Shaun. Break it down. Michael Vick got a win. So did Smitty's boy, Deshaun Jackson, Long Beach Poly alum. He got his first win as well.
I think they're both going to end up winning a lot of games. It's just going to take them a little time to get the amount of players that their persona and image. You got to think, like, for kids now that are in high school, Deshaun Jackson and Vic on a smaller level are like Dion. And that they'll be talented players that just want to go and play for them. So I think they'll be able to get really good players the longer they're there. So happy for Vic, happy for Deshaun. Shout out to both of them, and I think they're going to do good. And I think they're going to do big things at Norfolk, and Deshaun's at Delaware State, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Smitty, we may have to we may have to bring our homeboy on here to give his take because I don't think he's going to have the same take.
Who? Which homeboy?
Coach Fred. Coach Fred playing.
I'm cool with Vic. I'm cool with D-Jack, and I'm cool with Coach Fred. So I ain't got no beef, man.
Coach Fred gonna bring it. Sean, Coach Fred gonna come in and be like, "Fuck all this bullshit. They're getting the preferential treatment and blah blah blah."
Hey, that's sort of like you with Nico. You cool with the family, so we want to keep it a buck. But if Daniel Jones would have played bad, you'd have been on here blitzkrieging him today.
Well, let's start there, man. Daniel Jones, man. What's your overview of my Colts? And Danny Dimes went out there, played a hell of a game. Colts absolutely dominated the Miami Dolphins, made Tua look like a little boy. Mike McDaniel couldn't coach at all. He looked like he got out coached. There was no discipline on the team. Tyreek Hill was on the sideline, spazzing out. they look bad on all three phases, in my opinion. But Shaun King, what say you?
The Dolphins are getting what they deserve.
You act like you just spit out a lot of the shit.
Hey, the Dolphins are getting what they deserve.
Hello.
Mike McDaniel should have never been considered for an NFL head coaching job based on his resume at the time of getting the Miami Dolphins. So this is exactly what they deserve, and this is what they're getting. And I'm saying this, unless they catch somebody that's riddled with injuries, the Dolphins could very well go 0-17. They're that bad. And they got a bunch of guys who are going to start checking out because they don't think the team's going to be good. 0-17. They could definitely start teetering with that. They are awful.
It's a mic drop, Jason.
Hey, I'm just telling you right now. I've been telling you that, and especially on the road, that was a lock pick. I'm just telling you. There's no way. Mike McDaniel's too soft. There's no way. Shaun, I don't know. Listen, I showed a picture earlier. One guy got fucked by the organization, and the other guy is fucking the organization, and it's real clear right now as to who that is. Mike McDaniel, I think he's on the Eberflus track. There's no way he makes it through the season. Agree or disagree?
Man, with that GM, who knows?
That's Greer, right?
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, Brian Flores was so right in every way. He did not want Tua. Now they stuck with a guy that's a bottom third of the league quarterback from a ability standpoint in 2025, and below that from a talent standpoint, who's on a monster, massive deal that Mike McDaniel convinced the organization to give him. And listen, no offense to Mike McDaniel, I'd have took the job too if they offered it to me, but he should have never been in the running. He had done nothing on his resume that said he was in line to be a head coach in that league. Nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand it. But again, that's why coaches title guys as coordinators. It's called titled OC, titled DC, so they can get them jobs. That's just is what the business is. There's no shape, way, or form that this guy called one play in San Francisco. We all know that. Just like Kevin O'Connell did not call one play in LA. Just like the OC for the Houston Texans right now, who's a McVay guy who was the quarterback coach, helping out with the wideouts, and my boy, there's no way that he called a play. But guess what? They get jobs because coaches title them coordinators. That's just what it is. And so
I actually like Kevin O'Connell though with the Vikings, but I hear you.
No, I do, but I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm just saying he didn't call no plays.
Right. No,
he got the job though. Let's just say if Kevin O'Connell was just the quarterback coach, he's not the head coach for the Minnesota Vikings right now. Right.
The title matters 100%.
Yeah.
So, Brian Flores looks like KD a little bit.
Durant?
In this picture. I don't know. If you do a quick little.
He do a little bit.
A little bit. But anyway, keep things flowing. I want to talk to you real quick before we go into like US7 and things like that.
McDaniels look like my banker. Go ahead.
I'm going to stick with NFL. Aaron Rodgers. He gets his payback against the Jets in game 1. It was a hell of a game. I thought him and Justin Fields both played well. To me, it's kind of a win-win for both franchises. But Aaron Rodgers, I know they asked him post-game, like, did it feel a little better knowing it was against the Jets? And he basically said, yeah, considering how everything went down. But I just want to get your take on how A-Rod looked, threw for 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. What's your take?
It's interesting because I've been a very loud and vocal public critic of A-Rod. So I'm a fair evaluator. I thought he played excellent. And starting with his body language, I thought his body language was as good as I've seen it since he left Green Bay. Like, even because this wasn't a game where the Steelers were up. I don't know how many people watched this game. They were down 14 in the second half. But his body language was positive. Even though they struggled at times early, he kept leading the team, and he made the throws when he had to make them. He was accurate. He had zip on the ball. He still can't move, but I thought he looked as close to prime Aaron Rodgers as we've seen since he left Green Bay. Now, the big takeaway from the outside of what you mentioned, too, Justin Fields did play really good, and I think that's going to be a good fit with the personnel that the Jets have. But the big takeaway was, where in the hell was this Pittsburgh defense? They were bad.
I
they
know.
couldn't stop the run. They couldn't. The pass game got behind them a couple times. Like, they didn't play that great on defense. I know Tomlin will get it fixed, but big picture for the Steelers, they got to get better defensively. But
and DK dropped the crossing route that could have been a big, huge play early on. Great ball in front, on time. He dropped that ball.
He made up for like the next play though, didn't
he? Yeah, he made some good.
He has some after catches.
He's a freak after the ball's caught. That's what his thing is, and you don't want to tackle him. So he looked like a man amongst boys running down the sideline. Here's my take. Attitude reflects leadership. At the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers, to Shaun's point, looked different than he did under Robert Saleh, eating the crow and talking about the eagle, because at the end of the day, Mike Tomlin demands that you're this way, and that's the culture that's set there. In New York, when he went there, in fairness, he became a quarterback under a new head coach. Let's be honest. And a regime there that's just bad culture. So, again, Justin Fields played his ass off. I said he would be better this year. I think he is. I know a guy that's helping him with mechanics. He's gotten better. He looked better. The throws he made were better. He threw the deep ball well on time. Like, Justin Fields looked like a big-time NFL quarterback yesterday in all aspects, in my opinion. He held the ball a couple times, but other than that, I mean, that's going to be first game, first year OC with him, all the things. So I'm optimistic with them scoring 32 points game one, which they could not do really with Aaron Rodgers. The offense looked like it was flowing versus how it looked with Aaron Rodgers.
It was scary. Every time they had a possession, like if you're a Steelers fan, you had to be on your toes. You're like, man, I don't know.
Here's again, this is my point too to Shaun. Aaron Rodgers was coming into a franchise that Tomlin hired the OC. Tomlin hired the staff. Tomlin made the trades. It wasn't Aaron Rodgers hiring the OC. Aaron Rodgers bringing in Devontae Adams. Aaron Rodgers bringing in his homeboys Cobb and fucking all these other guys. No, this is my way or highway. You can come to here if you want. If not, we didn't panic. You never saw panic out of Mike Tomlin in the whole offseason that we did a show debating if Aaron Rodgers was going to be the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers or not. You never heard Tomlin over there like, oh, fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't get Aaron Rodgers. Like, this is what leaders do. They create more leaders, not more followers. And this is clearly attitude reflect leadership. I don't think Aaron Rodgers, I think you're going to see the most grounded Aaron Rodgers that we'll see at an age of 41 years old. Now, having said that, real quick, him stepping into the pocket, him doing other things, you can tell he's 41, though. He's not the explosive, climb the pocket quick, those things are not there anymore. So he's not the same, of course. But I agree with Shaun. He looked about as well. He looked about as good of Aaron Rodgers as you can look after we've seen 2 bad years in New York.
And you know what? It speaks to the quality of the people in Pittsburgh.
100%.
You know, Rodgers left Green Bay, and as JP just eloquently stated, all the things that he had control of going to New York, you can tell there's a trust that exists between Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers that started on draft day. Obviously, the Steelers and Rodgers had an unspoken agreement that Rodgers was going to be the quarterback. The Steelers, it took a lot of wherewithal now to pass on certain quarterbacks multiple times in that draft. They showed trust to Aaron. Guess what? Aaron showed up for the offseason program in Pittsburgh. It wasn't like New York where he had vacations planned and, you know, he missed this and that. So I think the whole organization and Aaron are reaping the benefits of that, at least in week one offensively. We'll see if it's sustainable.
Now, it's respect all across the board. And just another note, not just on Aaron Rodgers, but the Steelers in general, that their new acquisitions all made plays that game. That's one of the biggest things that I noticed. Obviously, we saw the kind of the game-winning, tackle at the end by Jalen Ramsey when he hit Gary Wilson and made him drop that ball. We saw Darnell Smith, who they picked up, this offseason, scored a touchdown. DK Metcalf, who we already talked about. That's why I said Jalen Ramsey with the big-time hit at the end. DK Metcalf, makes some big-time catches, especially on that one live drive where the ball bounced around and fell on his lap. So my point is all the acquisitions that they made plays. So that was one of the biggest things that I saw. But to Shaun's point here, bigger point is the defense do got to figure it out, though, because I don't know if we shouldn't expect Aaron Rodgers to put up 34 points a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is 40-some years old. There's going to be some games probably where he's not looking that good. 4 touchdowns, no picks. So the Steelers need to get back to what the Steelers do. And if they can do that, this is going to be a very scary team, man, come playoffs.
Yeah, they got to shore up the defense. I don't know. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they have the pieces. Cam Hayward re-signed. That helped out, but he is 38 years old.
TJ.
I don't know how good they can get to. Patrick Queen, is helping out, but they lack some things. I think their secondary. We'll ask Edub here when Shaun leaves in about 5 minutes, but it's going to be interesting. I still pick the Steelers, and I know Edub's going to disagree because I think the Steelers' path is a lot easier than the Ravens' path in the NFC and the AFC North. Like the Steelers have the easiest schedule amongst schedules. If you want to say it, I hate using that term, easy schedule in the NFL. Shaun can tell you, and I'm sure Edub will say there's no easy games in the NFL. But at the same time, the Steelers have the least path of resistance compared to a Ravens team. Ravens got the Chiefs, the Eagles. I mean, Ravens have some big time opponents.
By the way, what a meltdown last night! Good God.
Break it down. We got 5 minutes real quick. Break it down. Josh Allen looked like MVP. Superman. I want to get your take on this real quick. Lamar only threw it 19 times, 14 of 19. Very efficient, obviously. I thought he threw some good balls over the middle on time. But 19 times, is it a knock on the confidence we have on putting the ball in your hands? They only had 50 plays. I broke this down with Smitty earlier. 50 offensive plays. I think if you throw the ball with him 10 more times, at least to get it up to 29, you create about 15 more offensive snaps because you know he's going to create some things in those 10 dropbacks. 19 snaps as a passer last night, Shaun. I think it's interesting.
I think game flow wise, last night was an outlier because of how successful Derrick Henry was. I mean, Derrick Henry shortened a bunch of drives just because they couldn't tackle him. And, of course, he fumbled late, which negates all of the productive, great things he did.
Ain't that crazy, Shaun, how the game worked?
He was toting the ball. But if I'm coaching Lamar, this is the conversation I have. When you're locked in, man, you are the best player on the planet in this game. But I think it was their second to last drive. They were up 15, and Lamar kind of got off his wheels a little bit. He had an over route that he threw inaccurate. Then he threw the screen 43 low. It ended up being a no catch on review. Now all of a sudden they punt the ball, and instead of this jack box just touching the ball, which had died, he comes in full speed, slides on the ball into the end zone. Buffalo's about to be backed up on the half-inch line. Like, it was a combination of ridiculous errors. Then on the last drive, what the hell was that play calling? Like, they run Henry
so passive.
I think on a duo left into a loaded box. Then they run a jet sweep. Zay Flowers is acting like the Bills got no timeouts.
He fell down to the ground.
Like,
you gotta fall forward at least.
Like, I don't understand. Boy, and that's not generally a Harbaugh coach team in the end, but that was a comedy of errors in the fourth quarter.
I disagree. I think it was exactly Harbaugh-led team. That's why I'm so critical when it comes down to the comparison between him and Mike Tomlin, because they really have the same amount of Super Bowls and they haven't won one in about the same amount of time. I don't understand why one gets more criticized than the other. They're the same guy, Shaun. I don't understand. My point is this. If you're going to criticize Tomlin, you better do the same with Harbaugh, because either one of them, you can say, all right, well, Tomlin hasn't won one playoff game in the last whatever. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's Super Bowls in these two programs. The Steelers and the Ravens are about Super Bowls now. You can talk about winning one playoff game or not, but at the end of the day, they're 1-5, Shaun, versus the Chiefs and the Bills combined.
Outside of the last Ravens drive, this was player error. The guy sliding on the ball, that's low football IQ. Josh Allen throwing the ball on fourth down that gets tipped by the tight end that Keon Coleman catches in the back of the end zone. Derrick Henry fumbling, which he never does. On the second to last drive, Lamar being inaccurate on two throws on first and second down. That to me, that ain't on Harbaugh. I thought they had a good plan against Josh Allen. I thought they executed it. I thought they were really, locked in with the run game on how to block the box against the Bills. And I'll tell you this, boy, the Bills might have the slowest duo of safeties in the history of National Football League, because they're Rap and that other boy, they are SLOW. That's going to be a problem as the season goes on.
I said the same thing. I think the Ravens secondary, besides Hamilton, I don't know. I think both of them have holes, man.
Listen, Jair's old. Jair got caught in man coverage a couple times, and boy, it was bad.
Yeah, that Ravens defense ain't the Ravens defense like it used to, man. I mean, I told our ex JB earlier. I said, you know, you've been a head coach, you've been a QB. If you went to a season and you knew your team would be spotted 40 points every game, you probably would think you would go undefeated that year. You know what I'm saying? So even with all the flaws and things that we just threw out at the end that Shaun perfectly, you know, broke down, they still scored 40 points. The game should have been over. We got to put some blame on that defense at some point. No, and also, Shaun, I'm glad you brought up Derrick Henry. The JB earlier said Derrick Henry has a fumbling problem, and I don't. I think he has one of the fewest. He fumbled like 20 times in his career.
Yeah, you know,
21 in his career.
Look at when they are though. Critical.
That's a whole different conversation now.
Critical.
Changing the conversation now.
No, he loses fumbles and when it matters. That's all my point was.
A lot though at all.
Anyway, Adrian Peterson fumbled when it mattered. That's all my point was. Like they fumble when it matters. Like that's why I was hesitant to talk about top 10. Real quick though, before Shaun gets out of here, I got to get your take. South Florida, your former where you coached at, they beat Florida. Florida paid them $1.2 million. Oh no, I'm sorry. Florida paid them $500K. K-State paid Army $1.2 million. These teams are paying guys to go down there and lose. South Florida's formidable. They got Miami this week. Steve Kim will be here at the house watching that game. Your biggest takeaway from this victory right here?
I'm not that surprised, actually. I mean, if you look at South Florida the last 3 years, they went to Florida, if not last year, the year before, almost beat Florida. They had Alabama in Tampa on the ropes. They went to, they've been close and haven't been able to close out against a couple of these Power 5 teams. I think it speaks to Florida being vastly overrated, in my opinion. And South Florida got a bunch of veteran guys. Goalish is year 3 in his system. They got a dynamic quarterback that can beat you throwing or running the ball. I am a little upset that I didn't put a futures bet in before the season on South Florida to win the AAC because I think they got a legit shot. I did look in the comment. I got to say something before I leave because, listen, take everything you got tonight, put it on the Bears. Everything you got tonight, put it on the Bears. The Bears are rocking and rolling tonight. Somebody in the comment section said Shaun is a great player and podcaster, but not handicapper. I got to differentiate on Fridays now. JB asked me about a lot of games, and I answered JB. But that's separate from the games that I tell you that I really love. Fair. Because I told you
stayed away from a lot. Yeah. And they don't listen. They only hear.
I said my big takeaway was Oklahoma is going to have a box office performance, and John Mateer is the best quarterback, in my opinion, in college football. And they stood 10 toes down for your boy, cashed the ticket, got me one step closer to Oklahoma winning the SEC and Mateer winning the Heisman. We will see if they can get it done. Shout out to my boy Burks, too. Burks came over from Purdue 2 years ago. He didn't do nothing last year, but he was balled out. That's number 4, I think, for Oklahoma.
Everything else you say on the show is shitty, though. So we're going to see you Wednesday and break down college football much more. And I got Minnesota tonight. There's no way I can go with the finger.
Hey, listen. Home dog. Ben Johnson is super familiar with Minnesota because it was in the division at Detroit as the OC. Chicago has pieces. I don't think people understand, individually how talented Chicago is offensively. They got Colston Loveland, Cole Kmet, DJ Moore. They brought Zacchaeus over from Washington. They got Rome Odunze. They got pieces. Ben Johnson knows how to utilize those pieces.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Chicago football. Now, if Caleb comes out with his fingernails painted, all bets off. But this is saying that he's showing up, no fingernail polish, new him under new coach, new regime. Let's go get the W.
Yeah. Hold on. That last comment you made takes away everything.
Yeah, exactly, homie. Exactly.
They will be painted.
No, they won't. I bet they won't. I bet they're not.
I bet you money right now. They're going to be orange and blue. Orange and blue nails.
Nah. New him.
Bet me a hot 20 on it.
Blue him.
Orange and blue.
New him.
Shaun, we'll see you Wednesday. We got you for a whole hour Wednesday. We're going to break this down, and then I hope AJ McCarron comes on and cooks you, and we'll see you Wednesday.
First of all, I gave AJ some gems. I know AJ's a guy that likes to learn and grow. He went back and watched that clip and was like, you know what, King, right. And look, Ty Simpson done went out. Yeah, they balled out against Louisiana Monroe because I got on Ty Simpson's ass. He made his layups. Yeah, and Louisiana Monroe top 20 program.
Shaun, see you Wednesday. Much love.
Last thing before I leave, make sure JB gives Daniel Jones his props, Smitty. Don't let him off the hook.
You mean make sure Smitty gives JB the props?
JB loves Daniel Jones.
Oh, my bad. That's right. Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold. Oh, yeah, too. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Shout out to
way,
you,
last thing before we go, I'm surprised he's going against JJ McCarthy tonight. That's his guy. All right, then, Shaun.
Hey, first start road game, division game. It's going to be hostile. Bears get it done.
JJ. See you later.
All right, bye.
Peace. Before we got a
legend right now.
We got a legend on right now. And let me break it down before we show the video. The 3-0 football coach. He's no longer a player. He's a 3-0 great football coach of the Rancho Bernardo High School football team. Got one of the best quarterbacks in the country who happens to be a son who's going to do a Travis Hunter and play safety and quarterback in the NFL.
That's even better than Travis, though. Like quarterback and safety?
Yeah, it's better. First time beating Torrey Pines in years. Gets it done. 3-0. Our main man, Super Bowl champ, E-Dub. Bring him in.
Yeah. I'm in my mode, ready to transform you in the I hate a storm, Hail Marys, I make it pour. Good, I ain't lying, you little giants, we been defying. Rise. What's the cost to be the boss? Breaking down the walls, we all in once the coin gets tossed. Got the plan of action, never acting. No need to scramble to get traction, we make it happen. From 3-4 to 4-3, we get it cracking.
Yeah. RB in the house. Rancho Bernardo 3-0.
What's good, boys? What's good?
What's good?
We're in a good mood right now.
Are you a better football coach than a player? Go.
He might be.
Definitely not.
It factor, E-Dub. You don't even know yet. You may have the it factor. Listen, I got into coaching. I instantly fell in love. I'm like, I love this more than playing. And I was like, I wasn't your type of player, but I was like, hey, look.
I'm glad you said, because your bar was so low, JB, as a player, and it was easy to excel. Weddle was like ring of honor in 3 teams.
I got paid playing. I came straight from getting a check, and I was like, let me coach. And then I started coaching. I could have went back and played one more year. I was like, I'm going to play. Let me coach. I love coaching. I took over a freshman high school team. Yeah. I had Orlando Scandrick on it.
Yeah.
And I put him at back because he was playing fullback from the previous coach. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Put him at kick return. He broke CIF record, returned kicks as a freshman on varsity. Listen, talent right away. E-Dub knows talent.
Knows who can play and who can't. Who's
it's
bought in, who's not.
Yeah, it factor. E-Dub, congratulations, 3-0. I got to make it down to a game soon. I was trying to come down this past Friday. I knew you played Torrey Pines. I was like, oh, shit, that's a big-time game. Josh Faley was in attendance. I think he's like, man, E-Dub won the game. I was like, yeah. So shout out to you. Let's dive right into your you got 3 teams, former teams of yours that are all considered Super Bowl contenders.
Should we go in order? How should we do it?
We can do whatever we want. I just want to ask him a very broad statement. The Ravens secondary is suspect, in my opinion, other than Hamilton. Am I fact or capping? Shaun said Alexander's old.
Well, I mean, you're not out of line. I don't know if it's fact or cap. I think there's relevance to both. Yeah, like they had good moments last night, and then they had not so good moments. And so you can't. There's so many. Like Shaun said, it's up 15 with. Basically, when they had that tip back pass to score 5 minutes to go in the game, not the real reason. There's many reasons, but if you complete that over route that Shaun said, not throw it in the dirt, and then the screen ball, the next play, that's literally 1 minute and 32 minutes off the clock. A whole set of downs happen after that. Instead, you punt, no time goes off the clock. Then they go down and score off the tip. Then we fumble, then they go score, then we go 3 and out. It's just the momentum is crazy in the NFL, and it's just gosh, I hate seeing teams, especially top-notch teams that go through situational football, and I know how prepared they are. They get in these moments against Buffalo, and they just find a way to lose, and it's not
1-5.
Yeah, it's like those days where the Chargers could never beat the Patriots. Like myself, I was in those moments, and then the Colts couldn't beat us in the playoffs, and then the Colts couldn't beat the Patriots, and they finally got over the hump. And gosh, it becomes frustrating that you not find ways to lose, but on the flip side, I mean, man, Allen threw for 260 in the fourth quarter, like outrageous, making play after play after play. Like sometimes you got to tip your hat, but also on the flip side, I know the Ravens are hot right now. And in that meeting room, cussing each other out because there's just no way you lose that game. There's literally, I got home last night. Gage and I went to Oklahoma for Michigan. They invited him out. It was an incredible experience. We got home at 10:30, and I literally watched the game. I had no idea what happened, who won. And at about midnight, when I finished the game, I was not in a good mood watching how that game unfolded because it's just, championship teams don't let that happen, and I know that's what they're inspiring to be. And they got to make sure that they got to continue to learn from these moments because it can't happen.
I got to ask you that though. I'm sorry, real quick, JB. I said this stat earlier. Over the last 3 seasons, the Ravens has had 9 losses in situations where they've been up by at least a touchdown or greater in the fourth quarter. And because I've seen this time and time again over the last few seasons. You played there, you understand it. What is it? Why does this continue to happen? I understand if it happens once, twice, but happens a lot with the Ravens where they get up early, they score quick, they get these big leads, and if for some reason they can't sustain it.
Yeah, I don't. I know it's not for lack of preparation. I know it's not anything on that end. I just think the moments, right? Like, I'll give you an example. In our game, we're up 4 points under 3 minutes to go, so that's a 4-minute situation, and we're trying to run out the clock, make them burn timeouts. Well, I get to a 3rd and 8 situation, and we've been dialing up a play to go win the game, right? Like, hey, it's a naked boot. If the throw's not there, you take the sack. We'll run out the clock to about minute 10. We'll punt it and go from there. If it's there, you win the game, right? But you practice these situations. My point is the practice has been there, so you're confident in the call. We make the play. We complete the ball 20 yards inbounds. The game's over. So at the NFL level, that's even heightened times 100. Right. So you're getting in these situations, and they're just, for whatever reason, they're not making the plays, the routine plays in those pressure moments. Now, why is that? I have no idea, but it's a compound effect when you don't make the routine plays in a game that it shouldn't even be an issue. You make those plays, it's not even an issue. The game's over. And so I don't know why. And it hurts me because I love those guys, but you can never lose a game up 15 with 7 minutes to go in the game. It just can't happen.
You gotta talk to him or something. You gotta call him or something. You gotta visit for real, man. Because I'm a Colts fan, but I love Lamar, so I kind of root for the Ravens indirectly. And they got all the talent in the world. They have everything you need to win a championship. Running game, they got players, they got the coaching. It's just the it factor that I'm concerned about. Go ahead, JB. I'm sorry.
So they don't have everything. So anyway,
Weddle go talk to them then.
So damn near they don't have everything.
But if Weddle go talk to them, they damn near have everything they need.
E-Dub, the Chargers, big win in Brazil. They beat Mahomes. Is this the year Mahomes falls? And is this the year the Chargers and the Rams play for a Super Bowl?
Man, that would be crazy.
They literally both can.
Would be awesome. I mean, who's to say not? Like I know the Rams and Ravens have as good a shot. I really believe. The Chargers, I still have to see it. They still have to go through the Chiefs. The Chiefs are always historically slow starters the first quarter of the season. can't knock them out until they're officially out. So you're never gonna say they're out of the game.
Raiders are better. Raiders could win one. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we've been on here and said what Coach JB and I think of Mahomes, and it shows throughout the times. Like he wasn't playing at a high clip for the majority of that game, and it shows. Where on the flip side, Herbert was outstanding, efficient, making chunk plays in the passing game. Yeah. Like you could just see the difference, and I know we get on this soapbox, but it's true, and you see it at every level, and you see it at the high school level, and that's why I think Gage has more upside because of the throws that he's making on time, in rhythm, the big time throws that you see Herbert making, those 20-yard in cuts, right? Those Stafford
corner
throws.
routes over the corner in between the safety,
yes. Just like Josh Allen made last drive over Alexander. That's one of maybe 3 people can make that throw.
Him, Stafford, and Burrow. Him, Stafford, Burrow, and then a healthy Aaron Rodgers. Maybe the only guys that make that throw.
It's so the game is always horizontal screens, bubbles, RPOs, this and that. But when it comes down to it, you got to make those throws in the big moments. And Herbert showed that last week. Now, he hasn't done anything in the playoffs, and I'm not saying he's on the same level as Mahomes. But I'm just saying he has the ability, has the talent. He's got the coaches now. He got the organizational structure. So it would be great, man. I mean, Chargers.
It's gonna be interesting though in the West because the Raiders are better. And Pete Carroll, I'm a believer.
Yeah, so am I. I picked them to win that first game. So
yeah, they're going to be better. Not me. I don't know if they're a playoff team. I wouldn't go that far. But Pete has won 10 games 3 times, taking over a program right out the gate. So
they're not going to be no easy out. Every team that plays the Raiders is got to give their best to win that game.
And the game you got to break it down. The game before the game matters. And when the AFC West has 4 good teams and they just play let's say you play the Raiders and you lose a tight one, but the Raiders banged you up, and then you got a Thursday night turnaround against the Chargers. That's just going to matter. The Raiders and the Broncos both being much better now.
Broncos has as good a shot as any to win that division to take over the Chiefs because of that defense.
Yeah.
Second year with Bo Nix. They got talent on the perimeter. They're physical. They're tough, nasty. They're going to be well coached. So, I mean, honestly, out of the 4, I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos potentially, because they have an elite defense.
Yeah, they do. And it's only better. It's getting better. Like Bo Nix may hit a sophomore slump. I just truly think sophomore slump for real.
You said the same thing with Stroud.
CJ. Yeah, and Jaden looked like a little bit yesterday. We'll see if Jaden Daniels hits it. We saw Drake May hit it maybe yesterday as well versus the Raiders.
When does Jackson Dart take over?
That was going to be my poll question, but then I asked the poll question: is Derrick Henry? Did he get into the top 10 of all time last night by just performance? And then he fumbled, and then we debated it. But that was going to be the poll questions.
Well, funny story. We were on the sideline at the Oklahoma game, and Joe, the GM, how do you say his last name for the Giants? Shane. Joe Sheen. Anyways, he was there. And so I said hello to him. I stopped him and said hello. And we talked for a few minutes. And I'm telling you, Jackson Dart's going to be playing pretty quickly. So we'll see. We'll see. It was a surprise to see him there in person at that game.
In between games, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, like I was just shocked to see him, so I just want to say hello. But they love Dart. Obviously, they love the other guys, but it'll be. I mean, when the way he played in preseason, I mean, the dude was one of the best quarterbacks in all of the NFL. The way he played.
I love Brian Daboll. I'm a Brian Daboll guy, but at the end of the day, though. I saw Russell Wilson get booted out naked 3 times in a row in 6 snaps. And I'm like, why are we booting this stiff 38-year-old guy that's not the guy he was to his left, and then demanding that he gets a free DN and he's having to shake him and make a throw. And I'm like, why are we not getting him to the right? I don't care if the tendency is out there or not. Russell Wilson is a 99% better thrower to his right. Let's just be honest. I don't understand why we're forcing this thing. And that was the only issue that I had with Brian Daboll, and it's not Daniel Jones.
No, and on the when you're talking about boot game and going to the left, like you said, you have to do it like the Stafford second touchdown pass, where they seal the end working left, and it's an action where the tight end sneaks out on that corner route, and then he just has to flip his hips and throw it, right? Like you can't have a naked going left, and now you're just like with a guy that's on the latter years of athleticism. So there's just so many storylines. What a great weekend of football. And
it was college was bad only because it's week 2 every year it's week 2. Yeah, they don't play nobody. But you did see some teams that paid teams big money. Army.
How is the Florida coach and the UCLA coach? How do they still employed right now?
I don't know. I want to know the same thing. I want to know.
Listen, Smitty. I'm saying, listen. I'm an honest guy, and if I lost to a Division 5 team, at home, I would pack my stuff and leave and never show my. It's unacceptable.
Oh, you would just leave. You just leave.
It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
Hold on.
Not on top of that, you have the best players. Listen, you talk to scouts. To a T, the majority say Florida's roster and Oklahoma's roster and a couple of teams have the top roster of NFL guys. And how are you losing at home to your stepbrother?
Damn.
And then the same thing for UCLA. Like that, it's just how in the last 2 decades UCLA can't be good. It's unacceptable.
It is. I don't understand why.
It's a great, like they're in LA. Beautiful campus. All the athletes
out here. It should never happen. It should never happen where UCLA and USC.
I don't understand.
USC is going to have a great year this year. I think
our boy Urlacher's son's there.
They're kind of getting slept on right now, which is awesome. Just going to the radar. But
they have the first real opponent, which I think
they're going to smoke
Purdue.
Them by 30.
Still smoke Purdue.
I told JB he'd be a believer in Lincoln Riley. He didn't believe him. So.
I don't know why I'm not the head coach of UCLA, but anyway, let's move on. Let's move on amicably. Real quick, E-Dub. There's a lot of things going on out there. Fran Brown ran Syracuse after.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
JB said he didn't like it. JB and Coach Severini, who we love,
I didn't say that. Stop.
Hey, Coach has his values, his standard, and a coach. Like, did you guys see the Cowboys documentary? Have you guys seen that?
Amazing.
When Jimmy Johnson didn't let the guys eat after the game after the loss. Yeah. Like, I don't agree to that, but listen.
Hey, Mike Irvin was pissed off. He can't.
Yeah,
but you said it though, right? You set the tone though.
Yes, like that's unacceptable. He's saying, guys, this is unacceptable. Now, we can either fix it or we're going to lose. Just like Dillingham said at ASU a couple weeks back. If we keep going down this path, we're going to be a 5-5, 7-7, 6-7, whatever or an average team. What ends up happening? They have a catastrophic mistake at the end of the game to lose. And it's the same thing. So, listen, I'm all about it. I'm all about it because at the end of the day, he can stand tall on what he is and how he runs his program. And if you don't like it, then don't play for me.
100%. I love it. And that's why I agree with you 1,000%. JB was kind of lukewarm with this answer earlier when Coach Shep was on. I went all the way in on it, so I'm with you.
No, but I talked about it live when it happened. So, I said
is it out of like is it not out of character, but it's just we never see it, so everyone's just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Well, no, it's probably not crazy to them in that program because he probably lets them know, hey, get on the line. And you see all those players got on the line and they ran.
Yep.
So I mean that even shows more of how much those players respect and look up to the coach because you didn't see any backlash. You didn't see, hey, they probably felt the same way. Hey, let's get this running in because that wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm all with it. Like I said, they did it, and they bought in and did it. And Chev even admitted that that was on earlier. He said, "Hey, they bought in, they didn't bitch and moan." So it is what it is. So I'm good with it. South Florida beating Florida. You mentioned that a second ago. Fireable offense, correct?
No doubt.
You said that, yeah.
I mean, it's not just this game, right? It's the last couple of years of Florida not being Florida, and I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's the NIL stuff, if it's transfer portal, all this other stuff where these historic programs are just not good, and I don't understand. I don't get it.
Let me ask you another one though. The biggest one of all though, to me, is Oklahoma State and Gundy. He's the guy. He's the guy that needs to walk in and resign, because at the end of the day, they clearly you've lost the locker, you've lost the state of Oklahoma, and you've lost Oklahoma State, and Stillwater. Stillwater no longer wants you there, and you don't give up 70. When you're a blue blood, not a blue blood, but you're a big time program with big time resources, and you're unbelievable in a big time conference. Oregon treated them as if they were Northeastern Oklahoma Community College. Like, come on, man. That was
it's crazy to me. Like, yes, we get that there's only, I don't know, maybe 15 programs, maybe less, maybe more, I don't know, that have unlimited funds, right? And yes, they're probably going to be ahead of the game, but that's been the case everywhere. Oklahoma State has never had the best team, best athletes. You've out-coached, you've out-prepared, you outwork your opponent. And now all of a sudden you're going to just say, hey, we don't have the money to pay for kids, so we're just not going to win.
And then he was talking shit, and Lanning took that as fuel to the fire. And
I mean, anything against Lanning, he's going to take that and run with it. I think his time has run out. And like you said, as a player, your coach basically told his entire locker room that none of you are good enough to beat this team. None of you are.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he said.
Exactly. Your youth, Utah. Your youth. Yeah. Transition real quick. Very good looking so far through two. Played a bad UCLA team, obviously. They just played another team, Cal Poly, obviously. Yeah. They're going to get battle tested here coming up, but they got a really good team. Dan Pierre, good friend of the program, know his dad. His good kid, transferred from New Mexico. Played well as hell versus UCLA again. You really got high hopes for your alma mater. I know not just because it's biased, but you really think, you said it last year after they had a down year after the whole QB scenario and everything happened and the injuries, you really think this team can make a run?
Yeah, I mean, the Big 12 isn't like the Big 10 or SEC. So there's not a gauntlet you have to go through. If you're one of the top teams, I mean, outside of Iowa State and before they lost, it was Kansas State. I mean, everyone in the conference has got to look at Utah as like they're the favorites moving forward. We'll see how they play at Wyoming, they'll smoke them, and then they'll get into conference play. But I mean, they should really be going into the BYU game at 6-0 and seeing how they're playing. But when you got the best O-line in the country and the defensive line, the coaching acumen of Coach Scally on the defense side, now having a dynamic offense with a dynamic quarterback with all the shifts and motions and different looks and the ability to make plays that Dan Pierre has done, not just last year, but doing it now with a better team. You can't tell me that this team can't go do it and go in the college football playoff and beat whoever's out there. So it's they got to go do it. But I'm telling you, that offensive line, those two tackles are going to be first-round picks. Fano is going to be a top 10 pick, maybe the first tackle off the board. The other tackle could be the third or fourth. And then the interior linemen, they potentially could have 4 of those 5-0 linemen drafted in the first 3 rounds. I mean, that's unheard of. And so you got that. You got the defense. I got high expectations. And I know, listen, they're on a warpath from last season. The way they were talked about, the way they played, the losses, that's just not us. It's never been us. even when we had down years, we were never that bad. Never had a season like that. So I know from the head coach down, it's been nothing but we're gonna kill whoever's on across from us every time we line up on Saturdays.
Let me end it with two things real quick. One, I'm never gonna bet college football again. I made a pact.
Who screwed you? Which games?
No, it's not even that. I went 9-4 over the weekend, by the way. So it's not like I was horrible. I went 9-4. My lock pick screwed me. Arizona State. I said it was a lock pick to beat Mississippi State. They came back valiantly. And the coverage they ran at the end there, I drew it up. Unbelievable.
Hey, what's even crazy? And I know you probably recognize this. The nickel who blitzed on the edge. He stumbled, tripped. Yeah. And he was literally one step from hitting the quarterback when he threw it. If he doesn't stumble, it's a sack. The game's over.
So if anyone out there that knows football watched that last play, why did they switch it off? Like, you don't switch it off right there, right? You get a switch route, and basically the safety should have just backpedaled. They should have just quartered it off because, like, what the hell is he coming down? And then the corner now sunk and tries to catch the switch route on the inside. I'm like, what did they switch it off for right there at the last? And then why are we anyway, that's a whole nother scenario. I know there's scenarios to switch off switch routes, and I know we're in man or we're 0 or 1, we're gonna switch some things, but not there. Like, there's no way. It wasn't low red, it wasn't like I'm confused as why we did it, but it is what it is. That was number one that I saw. Number two, real quick, I don't know if you got to see it or not, but your initial take on the Travis Hunter experiment, 44 plays, 6 on defense, 44 total plays.
We've been saying this. I've been telling everybody he's going to be a every down receiver in spot play. The reality is I don't think he can tackle. So they know that. We all know that. He's going to go in on third downs and try to cover. But the problem is you're going to come in with no rhythm. You're going to have no really idea of how that receiver has been playing all week or all game. You get into a flow of a game when you're on the field playing, especially when covering guys. It would be much easier if he played every snap on defense and then went in and got 15 routes. So you're just running the routes.
That's my thing. That's my take. I don't understand it.
So that's not good football. That's not. I mean, that's a liability.
I'm sorry. I'm off the sunshine thing, Smitty. Brian Thomas got one catch. You can't tell me. And Dan Orlovsky came on and said he looked better than he's seen him 3 years. I'm like, what? He got 3 targets, 1 catch against the Panthers.
You and Dan always on opposite ends.
What did he end up? What did the Hunter end up with offensively?
I think he had 5 catches. I want to say
30-some yards or something. I think.
Yeah.
33 yards. 6 catches, 8 targets. So
the targeting. He had more targets than Brian Thomas, a legitimate wideout. Like what? I don't know. It is what it is.
I like his haircut though.
I build a team around Josh Allen right now. I have Matthew Stafford is the guy I put in to throw me one pass. Agree or disagree?
You're taking Josh Allen out, is what you're saying, for Matthew Stafford?
So I build a program with Josh Allen.
Yes. If you're starting a team, you start with Josh Allen. But if the game's on the line, Matthew Stafford is the quarterback. I agree.
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to hear. That's all I want to hear. Matthew Stafford dropping dimes like normal.
Aaron Rodgers dropping dimes like normal. All the old heads dropping dimes.
A-Rod look good out there.
That's a good. Edub, I told Smitty much better start this year than last year because I think guys played preseason finally again. And I'm telling you, it looked better to me.
Let's give a shout out to my boy Jalen Ramsey with the play of the game at the end. Smacked him. Could have had a pick earlier in the season, which I texted him and said, hey, you could have ended it earlier, but at least you did end it. But he's going to have all-pro year this year. I've seen him. Can't wait to support him and watch him. So give a little shout out to my boy Jalen. And the old dogs still doing it, man.
Still going all in right now, like with the old heads, everybody in.
Still going to win the AFC North.
Hey,
corner.
Still is going to win the AFC North.
We got to give a shout out to Justin Fields.
Yeah,
I was impressed. Daniel Jones, like the guys that listen. Where Daniel Jones come from? Giants. The previous quarterbacks of the Jets before this.
It's crazy that the Steelers are going to win.
Sometimes it's not the quarterback. Sometimes it's the organization.
I said it. Like I said, the Steelers are going to win the North. It's crazy.
Daniel Jones with a real dude, and got a good team. How about that tight end?
How about the Ravens got no shot? It's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
The Steelers, organization really matters because, like, I got a weird. If the game went the exact same way, the Jets Steelers, but say Aaron Rodgers was with the Jets, something crazy just would have happened at the end.
Yeah,
I don't believe in bad luck or nothing like that, but
because he can't move his feet.
But no, I'm just saying there's something about organizations though where like bad shit.
Organizations find ways to win.
Find ways to win.
They do.
And
that 60-yard field goal at the end, the Jets would have missed.
That was good from 65.
Oh, 70. That shit was crazy.
Yeah,
hey, what was this? What's the deal with the balls? And everyone's saying that the field goal kickers, not pause, Smitty. Jeez, we're three men.
That
are married. Yeah, I'm the straightest guy in the world. Okay, and I dealt with this for 14 years. Guys tell me pause and whoa and hold on. You can't say that. What can I say? I say whatever I want.
I got titties and tequila tonight. Like, come on, man. God damn. Titties and
tequila.
I know. Like, listen, I don't get down with that. I don't like my wife even grazing my butt. So it's cool. Like
you gotta stop playing with that.
I know, but
JB, every time I clinch up with him.
But
the balls. The footballs, they said that for some reason they did some that they put more air in the ball, that they're going to kick them farther. Do you guys remember? Did you guys hear that?
I got a take though. Last year I had a take. Everybody said I was crazy, but Shaun King verified it, and he said you're absolutely right. When we bring in new footballs, as you know, they're very waxy. And you can see when the kickers get the ball, you see when the snap comes, you see the ball color is a totally different ball than the ball they're throwing with because it's a brand new ball. It's red, still got the red dye on it from the rust look of leather of pigskin. And those balls got to be, first of all, so hard. So if you kick a hard-ass ball, it's taking off.
For sure.
And we don't want to throw a hard football as a quarterback. Obviously, Deflategate is real. So we got to take some air out of it. You got to get a squeeze on it to throw the ball. You can't throw a hard, slippery football. We used to take chips and checkers and poker chips and put them in the dryer and get the brand new ball beat up so we can use them. We've done all these things. I don't understand why it's not being brought up more because the kicking ball, to be honest, it seems like a little disadvantage for.
Dude, I mean, you basically just got to get across midfield, and these guys are kicking field goals. Like,
it's crazy.
And then the stupid kickoff. Like, when are we going to realize this is the worst rule? Every possession starting at the 35-40, like, that's good for football? That's good to watch?
Is it better than a touchback, though, every time?
No, what's better is starting the ball at the 20, and then guys are taking it out of the end zone 5 yards deep because they don't want to start at the 20. That was the whole reason that great kickoff returns. You're starting – It was the goal was to get to the 25 to 30 was a great return, 30-yard return. Now you're basically getting drop the ball at 35. Like, it's so stupid. Stupid.
And we're taking away from potential greatness. Like, imagine if Devin Hester was just born in this era. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the returns are up. The returns are up now. They're up like 75% are returnable.
Yeah,
but
because
it's these pooch punts, kicks. And then everyone starts. It's just
you gotta wait to go until they catch it. It's just weird. Dumb. I don't like it at all either.
Nobody does. Nobody.
Ryan Clark comments on Peter Schrager, his teammate. You like it, you love it, you hate it. What's your thoughts
on RC? I'll text RC and tell him the same thing. It's a dumb take, dumb comment. And I know he's apologized and done the whole media run around about it, but. It's just like there are times when you could say something like that and times that not. And with a guy like Peter, who's one of the best, not just in his job, but one of the best human beings ever. And to basically say that he's a nobody over a take that he didn't even say anything that needed that to be said, right? Like the only way that I would that I would say something in that context to someone, it would literally be strictly X's and O's. We're on the whiteboard, and the person has no idea what I'm talking about.
Why was it Mina Kimes brought up? Why didn't he say it to Mina Kimes? Is my question. Didn't she? Did she play? Am I missing something? Did she play?
No, you know, they pick and choose. I don't really know. Like honestly, like it was an out of character type thing, in my opinion. When you see it and you hear it, you're just like, but you know, I gotta get my feet done. Hey, why don't be posting stuff like that, man? That's soft. That's weak. I don't like seeing that. No. Or a guy that talks about being a real man's man. A real man's man doesn't get pedicures. Okay, so
I did it for you.
I didn't like. You know what's crazy?
I did it for my feet.
JB collaborated with me on Instagram. Like I'm not putting that on my feed. Your stinky feet on my feed. Grown man feet on my feed. I don't want your feet on my page, homie.
That's a good comment, D Jones. You would say that is his character. It was just showing who he really is. I mean, that's a good point about RC. I mean,
because I said it earlier. I don't know him personally, but like he thought about what he's about to say. If you watch that video, he was like, "I know we shouldn't say this. It's not the right thing." He has so many opportunities to like take a step back and not do it. So the apology to me is a mute point. You know what I'm saying? Like you bet that.
E-Dub tonight, Bears, Vikings, real quick. Go. Predictor.
Vikings. Honestly, I'm not ever betting on painted fingernails. So I know Shaun King said that. Shaun King said that's the lock of the ever was a lock.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
God damn! I look so good. It's so. That's a dry erase, by the way. That's so bad looking, homie. Yeah. There's no way.
JB don't ever do that shit again. Even for
Justin Jefferson playing.
Justin Jefferson, he should be playing.
I don't know if I trust JJ McCarthy in his first game starting though, so I might have to lean Bears because of that.
God, I gotta wipe this off. God damn.
Yeah.
Point.
That's bad.
Have a great week, gents. I got bye week.
Good luck this week, and I'll see you soon.
Win the bye.
Got to win the bye. I'll be in Baltimore for their 30th anniversary for the Ring of Honor guys, so I can go support those guys. And they're honoring 2 or more Pro Bowl guys, so I get my little 1 second of shine after the Ring of Honor guys. So it's gonna be a fun weekend. Chanel and I are going out for the weekend, so
be a Pro Bowl.
Check us out.
I might fly out with you too, man. You know, my wife
you can't go. You can't go. E-Dub, see you Monday. Be safe.
You guys are awesome. See you, boys.
Peace.
E-Dub, Shaun King, Coach Chev. Shout out to everybody on Loaded Monday. I gotta go. I got somebody here looking at the boat. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll talk that talk.
Yeah, 3,000 people. We only got 300 likes.
Steve, man, 300 likes with 3,000 people is blasphemous. Pound the fucking like button. And don't miss tonight, Titties and Tequila, Monday Night Football. Gala.
Be real titties out this time or not?
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. If not, I'll fucking just have her sitting here up in the solo. I don't give a fuck. Come, make Patreon live tonight, 5 p.m. Become a member if you're not one. We'll see you tomorrow for Talk That Talk Tuesday. Peace.